We live, baby.
There it is, TJ. Let's go. I think I'm just gonna let TJ go again. Every now and then. No more long pause from Tommy.
I never liked the long pause ever.
Well, it kept getting more drawn out every single week, and Tom kind of like made me realize last week. He's like, "Are we just gonna keep dragging this out? Like, is this like a question? We are live?
Are we though?
I don't know, man, but I think we are, according to chat right now. It says we're live, minute in. Shout out to everybody jumping into chat. We got comments filtering in. I see at least 12 people on my screen, so we got to be doing something right. Shout out to everybody hanging over in chat tonight. We got some OGs over there. We got some new names too. I like Houdini Ada. That's a new one over there. You got Seen. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. We got Med LOL, Django,
Zed.
Zed.
Zed?
I don't know. Shout out to Q over there. We got some content creators. Side Mods, Crawfish. I don't know if I've seen Relic Crypto over there, but we got Rez, our mod over there as well. Shiny, Curly Knox. Shout out to everybody over in chat and for hanging out with us on this Monday night. This is F35 Live, our weekly live stream. We're here every Monday from 9 p.m. Eastern to at least 11 p.m. Eastern. Tonight, you know who I don't see over in chat right now?
Who's that?
We're talking about a brand new platform here. We got the Spark Lab up. You would think he would want to show up over in chat just to kind of support, but no, absolutely. We got the real thing over here. And shout out to a friend, content creator, and just an amazing person over here onto the stream. Let's welcome in Blake from blakeCNFT, and now the Spark Lab. What's up, man?
Hey, thanks for having me on. I'm super excited. We're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, as
Absolutely.
always.
I feel like we just saw you, man.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I missed. Yeah,
that's right. Oh, TJ, yeah, that's right.
He was hanging in chat. He was chopping it up.
Dude, you've been on the content grind lately too, man. We had 3 back-to-back nights last week, and then rolled it into a 2.5-hour Twitter space. So who knew that was gonna be as long as it was? But it's fun, man. The grind never stops, and like you said, you've got the same thing kind of running on your side now, working not only the content creation side but also the project. So, dude, welcome on. It's been an honor. It's kind of great to kind of see this come full circle. I was digging through our thumbnails last night when we were, putting together the thumbnail for like the little back screens of ours, and I saw the episode 13 that we did last year, and I don't know if it was January or February, but it's crazy to see where you've been and where you're at right now, and the same thing for us. So it's absolutely an honor to host you on tonight. We're excited to learn more about the Spark Lab. I know you've announced it. You've got some stuff out. If you are in the insider group, you've kind of seen a little bit about what you're building. But tonight we're happy to showcase some more information about it. And then we got some whitelist spots too for anybody who hasn't gotten one yet. So
absolutely.
And then we'll get on the DGen mode a little bit here, about an hour into this. So Blake was sticking around for that as well.
Yeah, I appreciate our friendship. We were mentioning last week that we were guests on each other's shows for like for our firsts, and our group, the 4 of us, like our group DM on Discord goes back like a year and a half, almost over a year. So yeah,
I feel like
a lot of fun,
you spearheaded that though, at all the content creators. You reached out to, I think, all of us to kind of get us all together and get us on the stream. So shout out to you for that.
If my memory serves me correctly, I think Tommy, what might have been the initial launch, where Tommy was like, "Hey, let's do let's do a change," and then I kind of caught the fever, and I was like, "Okay, well, let's do this person, and like let's interview this person." So I just kind of like took it to the 10th degree. So, but yeah,
that worked out well.
Awesome. Yeah, it was great.
Dude, it's always good too to be able to like collab with like people, especially like I said, we talked about it on your show last week of like just how much effort sometimes it takes, and having like the 3 of us to be able to kind of boost and motivate each other to get up and do it. So when like you're a solo show, it's like big props to you for doing what you've been doing for so long, and then that market update and bringing other people on was a nice way of like bringing somebody else into the mix to kind of keep it fresh. I was looking back at our video. We're January 21st was our podcast with you.
January 21st.
So it's been over a year now. Geez. So craziness. But Blake, no, dude, welcome onto the show from a different angle tonight. The Spark Lab is a new video content library for crypto and NFTs. Wanted to kind of bring that up, kind of give you an introduction about what it is outside of just that basic statement, and then why you created it.
Yeah, well, actually, it's kind of funny that we're talking like this, because I feel like the Spark Lab is just a continuation of what I've already done, right? So again, you were on my show, I was on your show, keeping that cycle going, bringing on a lot of other people, kind of establishing and developing a network of people in this space, and really the Spark Lab is then just a platform where it's like, and all of these people are going to be on there, right? I don't know. I love that idea of like creating this environment where, you know, we're all on the same boat. We're all trying to learn. We're all trying to improve or learn something new that we hadn't learned before. Or, you know, hey, maybe you're just trying to make some money. You know, it's like, all right, great. That's cool. So yeah, I guess the Spark Lab is just this idea that I think we as in just, I guess, the general crypto community and focusing initially on Cardano, we need our own place to have a content library where there's videos and research and information that is kind of distraction free from kind of the ocean and the millions of videos of YouTube where people can go to find different types of content. And I love that you said it, that the one-liner, a video content library for crypto and NFTs, because I think really at the 30,000 foot level, that's what it is. And then we can kind of take that and kind of drop it lower and lower as we get into the smaller details. But yeah, I mean, I love kind of the essence of it. That's really what it is. And if that gets you excited, then lean in and we're going to dig into that more. And yeah, so I'm excited about it.
Well, like I said, I think one of the first like topics we wanted to kind of bring up, right, of like YouTube's already out there, right? Like everybody can go to YouTube, and your kind of like pitch to that is that that's part of that content problem. Because I'm honestly, they call it, like I said, I heard the word term like doom scrolling, pretty much essentially where you get on there, I go to look something up, and then the shorts or something else just pops up, and all of a sudden I find myself scrolling or watching like animal like hunting videos on like safaris or something stupid like that. One day, that's where my content takes me, or boxing. Like those are like my two like weird little rabbit holes. And I completely get lost and sidetracked from what I'm trying to do. So essentially this I guess platform that you're building is grouping all the stuff that you came there for in one area, and hopefully you're not getting as distracted because you're going there with the purpose of stop, Tom.
I don't know.
I was eyeing it too in the corner. I was like, I got like 1 minute. I'm just like trying to wrap the thing up, and then Navi just comes in and interrupts. But yeah, so essentially the content problem was that like, can you explain a little bit about that? Of like, obviously, you know, going on YouTube, there's a ton of stuff out there, but grouping up in one thing is not a new idea. But what kind of hit you to kind of tackle that here via crypto and NFTs, especially on the Cardano side?
I think it's kind of twofold. Again, as you were already saying, the first idea is that video or YouTube is just the massive ocean. Everybody knows about it. It's huge. There's billions of users, and that's a great thing for a lot of reasons. You can find the content if you search for it, or you know, you can find a lot of different interests all in one place. But with it all being in one place, you can easily get distracted if you're going for a certain reason. Sometimes when I go to YouTube, it's like I want to go for X or I want to go for Y. I've shared on the podcast or on the shows that I'm a fan of the Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks hockey team. And there will be times when I want to go to YouTube because I want to see what were the highlights from last night's game. I didn't get to watch the game. They've got like the 5-minute highlight thing, right? But then I go to YouTube and then I see a different video of something else. And it's like, oh, well, I should go watch that. And then the reason I went there is now lost because 30 minutes goes by or whatever. And I think the same principle applies to crypto or Cardano content where, okay, there's a Monday night live stream of Freedom 35ers. It's Tuesday morning before work. And it's like, oh, I want to, you know, listen to what was going on last night. I go to YouTube again, I get distracted from somewhere else. So I think it's that idea of like, if I knew that I wanted to go for crypto or Cardano content, instead of going to YouTube and potentially getting distracted, I go here. The other idea is the other side of that is, okay, but like if you were diligent and if you were really dedicated to it, could you basically build up a workflow or whatever, bookmarks or, you know, email notifications that like you could make that happen, maybe, right? But I think like content as a service or like a platform as a service is not a new concept, and there are tons of people that do it super successfully. And I think if you take the one analogy that I was thinking about earlier is you take something like Netflix, right? Netflix at the beginning didn't make any new content, right? But what they did was they licensed a lot of content and they packaged it in a nice, clean, you know, user experience and a nice user interface. And well, they did the DVDs first, but like when they went like straight online, and everybody wanted to be a part of that because people didn't have to search for it.
Right.
They just want it. They want it to be served to them right there. So
right.
I think there's a similarity here with the Spark Lab where to make YouTube work for Cardano, you have to know who the people are that you want to follow. And then you have to make sure that you're subscribed to them. And then hopefully the algorithm shows you the video that you're looking for. And then you have to turn your notifications on, and you have to then what about a new content creator who only has 30 subscribers, but they're trying to make it work on Cardano, and they're trying to get their content out, but you're never going to see them until they hit 1,000 subscribers, because that's just how it works. So I think that's the idea of like the Spark Lab is aiming to provide you with content that you don't have to go and like dig really hard into YouTube for to find the diamond in the rough. Like it's just going to be there, and then it's going to cut down your research time because it's just going to be there ready for you.
So you're not going to start off with DVDs then? That's not a thing.
We can can work on that.
All right, nice. Got it.
Do we get kiosks eventually to be able to drop them back off?
Yeah,
So
with
I
the
don't
sun,
mail them?
with the screen protector, so it doesn't get like blinded by the.
No, so is most of the content, is it for people that are already in the Cardano space, or are you trying to cater for new people coming into the space, or just in crypto in general?
It's a really good question. I think initially the focus for like day one launch is like tapping into the network, tapping into other people and saying like, hey, what does this look like for us all to kind of get together? What does that look like? And then after day one, I don't want to have like an official roadmap with like a lot of dates and stuff that I have to hit. I don't want to, especially this being my part-time thing currently, I don't want to be stressed out about hitting those. But I see an avenue of like, right now it's to our niche community. And then what does it look like to build content or videos for someone who's brand new? So sure, there are YouTube videos on what is blockchain, what is Cardano, how do I make a wallet? Sure, you can find all of those different videos. But again, if you could recommend a platform to somebody instead of like, well, go to YouTube and find it. It's like, I don't know. What do I even search for? Okay, well, there's a course, or there's a set of videos on the Spark Lab about it. This is the URL. It's much easier to navigate a site that's kind of geared just towards this specific type of content. So again, to wrap it up, initially, people that are already in our ecosystem, but going forward, I want to be able to have a huge, especially for this next bull run, right? There's going to be so many new people. There's going to be a lot of education that needs to happen. And so the Spark Lab wants to play a role in that.
Yeah, and I think too, the other big thing to touch on is the YouTube. Like everybody caters so hard when you're trying to grow YouTube content to the algorithm. Everybody tries to please the algorithm, and sometimes it may not necessarily be the stuff you want to post, or maybe post thumbnail wise, description wise, whatever it may be. But you have to play to that, right, to be able to get seen. So I think that also is a huge factor there, where you're not necessarily competing for it. Like you can be more creative. It gives the content creators, the projects, they have a chance to kind of express themselves in a different way, where they're not worried as much about trying to be seen, other than it is that they're trying to put out the content that they really, truly, maybe initially envisioned. I think is a nice way to look at that as well. And then obviously packaging it into a nice one-stop shop. With different potential categories or featured content creators. I don't know. Maybe we'll learn more about that as well.
Possibly you.
Right?
You said that like that's what it sounded like. Possible investors.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that also maybe one in the back of your mind as well. Because again, I think we've all been victim of the algorithm, and it's tough to grow a crypto channel, especially a Cardano crypto channel over on YouTube. Yeah. So we see people sometimes that jump on other, like, during the bull run, you can make a thing about just a shit coin, whatever it may have been, some sort of crypto, and you could blow up overnight over that. But here, especially when stuff is down, like it's tough over here. So being able to get everybody in one spot, I think also helps grow the space, and then potentially also helps onboarding other new creators who are jumping into the space, who are like, I'm never going to get seen inside this market because these guys are already on YouTube and I'm just such a small channel, but potentially it'd be great creators. And here's a good avenue as well to be able to showcase them.
Yep. I'm going to jot notes down, or else I'm going to lose it. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
So that what you said kind of takes me to two branches. One is how on YouTube, right? There are going to be certain things that YouTube is really strong at, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how do you search for a project on YouTube? You might just type in the name, like, Chilled Kongs, or CornuCopias is probably the best example of a project that has a pretty strong YouTube community. They do regular updates. But when you search for Cornucopias and you go to like their project page, you're only going to see official videos from Cornucopias.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like to go to a project's page, and you might see some official videos from them, but you might also see like, hey, what's the community saying about this? Like, oh, there's 3 new videos this week from 3 different creators about Cornucopias. I mean, this is just hypothetical.
Right.
But okay, like how does that change how you do research, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, hey, I'm about to make a big purchase on, Chilled Kongs, for example, because their mint's coming up in March 31st, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you've been in the space for a long time, you already know about Chilled Kongs. You might know some of the things that have happened. Some team members have come and went and all that kind of stuff. Well, how much time does that save you as a brand new person to say, I'm thinking about minting this, mushroom Chilled Kong airdrop, or this mint. I'm just going to go and see all the, most of the videos that have been out on Chilled Kongs and kind of just get caught up all in one shot.
Yeah.
So you can kind of redesign and kind of imagine what you can do differently as part of a platform. And when you're focused on a specific ecosystem, how that would look. And then when you're mentioning new creators, again, it's going to be really hard to branch out. Even, at the, few thousand subscribers that we're at, we've almost hit a plateau, I think, because of a bear market or because of some other different factors.
Oh, yeah.
But like a brand new creator, I mean, you're really having a tough time right now. You're really struggling to grow. Again, something in the future, maybe not a focus immediately on day one launch, but what does it look like to prop up, we like there's like a project launch pad that some people do. What about a creator launch pad where this person's like, hey, I want to make content, or I want to try this out, and we work on some deal or some negotiation where it's like, yeah, we're going to like, let's see if you got the stuff that it takes to be a content creator, and like, let's put your stuff in front of everybody. Just because we want to put you on out in front. So yeah, on those 2 angles, it's really, you can do whatever you want, really.
you just had an idea, and this is potentially an example of exclusive content. But what if we went like the old Shark Tank route or something like that, of like, you know what, everybody, we're gonna have the content creators, like, like a one-off every week, like a competition, and who can do the best like bits and vote on the community. It'll be an exclusive series only on Spark Lab. And then like that would give a reason for people to come exclusively over this way, as well as prop people up. But that's just like a hyper example of that. But that's obviously something that you could do with this. Curly Knox, I'll get back to this question here because we're going to talk about it, I think, a little bit when we introduce like the NFT itself. But Kren did have a good question too in relations to the content creators and building them up. He goes, how will content creators on your platform be positioned for visibility, payment, views, followers, upload date, keywords?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm going to say is all up in the air. I think it's going to be, of course, it's going to be a learning process. But one thing that we haven't mentioned yet is, the Spark Lab is officially partnered with Wild Tangs. And so I've been working with Thaddeus, and we're looking at a lot of different things. But basically all that to say is we're going to have a lot of analytics information once people are getting on the platform. How are they using it? How are they experiencing it? And in terms of visibility, right, I think a lot of it initially is going to be manual. We don't have any, huge AI powered machine like YouTube would have with all their capital. But it's like, if I want to make a section that says up and coming creators, and I want to put that at the top, I can put it at the top if I want. And so the homepage is literally going to be up and coming creators. I can make, across the top bar of a website, you've got these different tabs. It could be check out new up and coming creators, and you click on that, and it's only creators with less than 100 subscribers on YouTube. Or there's lots of ideas on that. But yeah, so
best creators under 100 subs. We always get the best project under 108.
There you go.
Right there you go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Right. So like, let's see what you got. What's your stuff? Like it's gonna, someone might be like, well, the algorithm's just not showing me their stuff. Well, are you actually that good? What if 1,000 people were like, is your thumbnail good enough? If 1,000 people are going to visit the site or whatever, however many people come, and they don't click on your stuff, well, you can't really complain anymore if it's the algorithm or not. But yeah, those are a lot of questions in there for Q. But
yeah, I think I mean for us, it makes sense that there needs to be like what you're doing is offering and pretty much helping grow this NFT in crypto space as far as the Cardano side. And I know we talked about wanting to potentially branch out. Is that obviously something in the cards, or are you looking to stay mainly on Cardano for the long term?
I want to crypto and NFT, video content library for crypto and NFTs. That's the farther out goal. And however, again, it's like, okay, the NFTs it's going to be about 1,000 NFTs for the unlimited access. Okay, that's great. That's going to give us some liquidity and some capital to move some stuff around. But okay, what about we'll talk about monthly subscribers at some point later on in the show? Okay, how many of those do we get? We really don't know. We have to see what the interest is of the community. Are we providing enough value? And then, okay, we're getting some capital from that. All right, now we have some extra. Instead of just keeping it to ourselves, who on Ethereum is doing like legit stuff, not like 1000x gain type videos and like we're pumping the most recent meme
our
coin,
favorites,
but like someone who's actually providing value, and then reaching out to them and saying, hey, we have this platform, we have X number of viewers / NFT holders / monthly subscribers, we want you to come on and whatever exclusive, non-exclusive partnership,
right?
As you get big enough, those conversations become easier and easier, because why wouldn't somebody want additional exposure to potentially a brand new audience to them? Not just Ethereum, but like, VeChain, and it, like we've seen some of the different Twitter spaces have some cross-chain different types of conversations. So like whoever is providing great value is a value to me as the founder of the Spark Lab, but also to the viewer. So it's like win-win-win, like let's work together.
Right.
Yeah, I want to be able to branch out anywhere that provides value.
Yeah, I think we can dial back into that question that Curly had, and also just curious over this because I don't know. I think we've talked about this, but I don't know what you can say on this and if there's an answer yet. Will live streams like this be available on Spark Lab?
It's on the roadmap.
Okay.
As you can tell, there's really like the sky is the limit. Really,
right?
Is it possible? Of course, it's possible. And we can totally make it happen. Again, how big does it get? How quickly do we grow? Is it just going to be chill until the bull market and then things just start surging? It's hard to know exactly, but I would love to have live streams. Obviously, I'm a live stream person. I live stream every week. I'd love to be able to do that on my own platform, and and love to have other people do that also. So that would be huge.
Is there going to be like a featured library, I guess maybe at the top or somewhere on the main page that changes daily, like so featured today, like hot new news or updated news? If someone makes a video about, let's just say Hosky came out with big news today, right? And then we made a video, would that be in the featured video section, or is there a featured video section, I should ask? So what's great for me and for the team is that there are a ton of awesome content libraries that with millions of dollars of R&D and research that have already developed their home screens, Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Prime Video. So we're just going to take the best of those. But I mean, picture like, a lot of what they do is, and it's all AI generated, but like there's a horizontal line of videos and there's some type of title or some type of category thing there. So, featured videos of the day could be just a whole list of featured videos. Up and coming content creators, just a horizontal line of all those different videos you can watch. Nice.
Spark Lab originals or Spark Lab exclusives, all in a horizontal row, and only certain people could be able to access those. So you can picture something like that.
Almost like how, like on YouTube, you'll be looking through normal YouTube and you'll see those YouTube, I forget what it's called now, but they'll have like the Karate Kid show was on there for a while and things like that. And it'll say like, subscribers only. Okay, that makes perfect sense. I could picture that easily. Yeah.
Another one, not just videos, but some other platforms also do just like featured content creators. And so it's just a bunch of tiles of different content creators. Yeah. And you click on that person's picture and it opens up their main page and you can see their library of videos. Likewise for a project, there might be a list of featured projects. You can also go to their page from that.
Yeah. I agree. And getting to the exclusive and non-exclusive real quick, just to tie back to Curly Knox's question, will the main content be available for free, and what extra benefits will the NFT holders get?
Yes. And again, this is all still, well, we're still talking through all the possibilities of this, but the way that I'm seeing it today is all of the content, all of the main content will be free. So the way that I'm splitting it up in my mind is there's going to be non-exclusive content on the platform, and there's going to be exclusive content. All the non-exclusive stuff, because you can find it on YouTube, because you can find it on Twitter or whatever, it's all going to be, if you have, basically all you have to do is create an account, whether that's, sign in with Discord. We've seen a lot of that before, or, create just a username, email and password. Then you'll be able to access any of that non-exclusive content. Now, when you get to the exclusive stuff, that's where we get into a monthly membership. That's where we get into, if you're an NFT holder, similar to the other things that we were talking about. Let's say, for example, there's some type of courses, maybe like a 6-part or an 8-part course on XYZ. That might be something that is only available for a monthly subscriber or an NFT holder. Basically, I'm not going to promise a ton of stuff to the NFT holders. It's just like, as a thank you for supporting me, any new thing I roll out will most likely, I don't see a reason why it would not be free or available for an NFT holder. Because those people were kind of your day one supporters. So the utility there is just like any new feature that comes out, you're probably going to be the first to be able to access it.
With the free content, are you going to roll ads out kind of like YouTube and other places do? Are you going to have different ads? And if you do run ads, what kind of ads are you going to be running? I should ask, like sponsorship wise.
In my mind, if we can roll ads like similar to YouTube, where it's like a pre-roll or a mid-roll, okay, that makes sense. Maybe it makes more sense to do something like on the main page, where like you're scrolling and like you might hit like a horizontal bar where it's someone featuring something.
Yeah,
I definitely want to keep, again, the ads don't have to be a distraction in the sense that like you're within this ecosystem. So it's like, if the ad is for a Cardano project, okay, well that's fine. Like, okay, but if it's for like, makeup or for, something else, like, well, this is weird. But yeah, like if there's a project that's like, hey, that would be a great revenue stream and something that makes sense to talk about. But I don't have anybody lining up to say like, oh, and I would love to already be like a first sponsor. It's probably going to be a bunch of like Spark Lab stuff initially, just to kind of feel out different placements, or probably something like with a Ledger, hardware wallets already kind of have that affiliate set up. And that's something that I think is actually really important. But and then, monthly memberships or NFT holders would probably have the ability to, not like be in an ad-free environment. And that's one of the main features of YouTube Premium, is that it's ad-free, and they charge, I think it's like $12 a month or $13 a month for basically just to be able to do ad-free. So it's definitely something that people will pay for.
Oh, 100%. And I agree. This is, if it's free, it's going to become big. And obviously the free part needs to drive like adoption. We're already in such a small niche market. Like, if you just token gated something that's already so niche, like you're really not going to have too much growth there. So there's got to be a reason and incentive for people to be able to go in, view content, be able to play with the platform a little bit. And then if they want to go ahead, like you said, and support, and potentially if there's some stuff that, like you said, there's some good and talented people out there, and including projects as well, that can come up with good stuff, or may be able to branch outside of their normal norm of video and content that they would want to experience on this platform. So if you give people a reason to go there, obviously people are going to go ahead and support. So I'm glad to hear that it's not just, you need to put token gate in so you can see all this exclusive stuff. It's like, no, you can log in, you can view it, and then if you want to support it, here's what is what you can do. Yeah. And like I like the rollout features too. Like you're kind of grandfathered in. It's a nice way to go.
Yeah, a couple things on that. One is I'm playing with the idea of on mint day. Well, so one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that with the launch of this NFT, which is probably going to be happening end of March, early April, somewhere in there, so it's not that far away. It is going to be a day one deliverable. So the day that I sell the NFTs, the site is going live, and you'll be able to access the stuff right there. Depending on the type of project that it's created, sometimes you need that capital to actually make something happen. But in my specific case, I was able to kind of crowdfund or use my own personal funds to make this happen and get to where I am. So I would love to be able to offer that as like, this isn't like, oh, and in 6 months I'll get it out to you guys and it's going to be so great. It's like, no, like here it is right now today. But with that being said, I think I'm going to, leave the free people out of it for a little bit. Like, hey, monthly subscribers, NFT holders, like let's try to also just to stress test and whatever we need to do with that with Thaddeus and Wild Tangs. But like maybe give the monthly and NFT people a chance to experience it, and then open it up to kind of the free trial. Well, not free trial, but just like create an account and you can access it.
Open access. Yeah.
The other thing is scalability, right? So take the most successful Cardano project, like in terms of secondary trading volume, is like Space Buds, right? Yeah. And they have like 2.5% royalties. They're limited by, and this is everybody almost, they're limited by the number of NFTs they have. They can't grow bigger, which is why they're like, oh, we're going to do a second mint and we're going to do a third mint. We're going to do a fourth mint. But like someone, with the idea of it being free, it's infinitely scalable. Like, as long as, as long as the site doesn't break, which I don't think is going to happen, anybody can go to it. And that's one of the beauties of YouTube is anybody can access it and it's available there. So I think that helps us grow a lot faster. And that's one thing where it's like, I don't know if I want to do an NFT, because then you're basically you're committed until you either slow rug or inevitably you just can't make it anymore. And which is why it's like you got to do the monthlies, you got to do the frees, you got to let everybody have a taste of it. And that's a model that's been really successful as well with just other software content as a service platforms. And then I've got so many different ideas which we could probably get into, but the NFT side of things makes it interesting too, that if you hold that to be able to get inside that platform, I'm assuming, especially with Wild Tangs and being able to program certain things like interactions or polls or whatever it may be, like feedback loops, where if you are a participant, you hold an NFT with a wallet address that directly is participating in that platform or interacting with a certain type of video, how you could potentially reward, get entered into raffles, whatever. There's a lot of different ways that you could incentivize that outside of just the normal YouTube, like, hey, pay $5 to subscribe to my channel to support. And then after that, you get some cool emojis. Like there's ways to take that even further with this platform with that. Yep. Those are all ideas on the table. The other, let's say that we roll out some type of rating system, and I guess JPEG's done, like you can heart an NFT that you like, right? And then like that, I think you have to sign a thing so it's like it doesn't get botted. Right. And so it's a similar idea where, let's say we wanted to do a rating system for projects to be like, what's the community vote on what they think about, again, hypothetically, a project that comes on is Equine NFT. Yeah. Like, is it a 4.5 out of 5? Is it a 5? Is it a 3? If NFT holders can give a vote, that kind of, you have to be pretty invested in the project. It's not just going to be someone botting a bunch of 4s or a bunch of 5s to boost the rating or to boost the comments. Yeah, there's lots of features that you can do with signing transactions and some of that Web3 stuff, which I'm pretty excited about. But again, that's a farther down the road thing, but it's definitely on our minds. Gotcha. Down back in the chat real quick. Or sorry, you want to finish? No. I was going to say what's exciting about this, this conversation is you guys have already signed on. So we already have a contract. We're partnered together. So that's huge news. So the people that are watching this show, this will be, something that's available on the Spark Lab on day one. And that's really great. And actually really cool to hear. It's kind of makes it sound so much more awesome. That's awesome. It's legit here. I think it's our first official partnership over here with Blake and Spark Lab. So that's an awesome thing to do, and great to be able to do that with you. Like you said, over that journey. But go ahead, continue. Sorry. So two parts of this contract, right? So the Spark Lab, I definitely don't want this to be the narrative that comes out of this is like, oh, Blake's building this platform so that he can make like all this money and he's just going to use everybody else's content. That's definitely not what I want to do. I want to build this platform so that I can help grow this specific ecosystem more. So the contract that we have entered in, not going to say, numbers, but like I am paying them for videos that they're already going to make for YouTube. So they're getting more money for the same amount of work that they were doing, which is a plus. And then also we've written something into the contract where there's some type of, there's an affiliate thing. So it's like, hey, as you're signing up for a monthly membership, if you type in a creator code, like, Freedom 35ers or F35, they're going to get a 10 to 12% commission off of that, monthly membership, and they're going to get paid out so that you can support them. There's obviously lots of other ways that you can support Freedom 35ers, they have their ADA handle that you can donate ADA to at any time.
Can't wait to use that plug.
Nice plug.
Yeah, I'm definitely plugging that for sure.
Yeah,
all the time.
so there you go.
You don't have to be shy, Blake. I mean, we can let everyone know. You know, it's $200 million a year. You know,
Yeah.
let them know. Right,
Yeah. So
you know, it's not that big a deal. You know.
But yeah, so that's really exciting because it's not. I'm trying to. The goal is to then bring everybody up as well to like, hey, I value your guys' work. I've said before, like I've been a fan of your channel for a long time, and so it's like now I get to do that more and hopefully support even more down the road as this thing gets bigger. And then we've got some exclusive stuff that we need to still work through, but we're moving down the tracks and it's really exciting.
Yeah,
I'm pumped.
Dialing back to a quick couple rapid questions here. No, we can take these pretty quickly. Blue Moon said, will NFT holders also have to pay a monthly subscription on top of the NFT?
Nope.
All right, easy.
One time and you are good to go for just ride that baby out.
There you go. Will NFT holders get royal toes? Well, I'm assuming that's royalties, but maybe royal toes. I don't know. On the videos.
That is not a feature that I have in mind. I know there's lots of legal implications to that. I am talking with my lawyer, but that's not. If people really want to explore that, we can. But that's not on my mind at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you on that. And
so
real quick, go ahead.
I actually had a different question. Going off of like, so we'll have a code, right, for as far as commission. Will NFT holders have maybe a code for a percentage of something of royalties like that? I know you just have to talk to your lawyer, but maybe is that an idea that you have as well?
Can you explain a little bit more?
So
like what would the benefit of their code be?
So let's say they incentivize someone from buying in the project.
Got it.
Essentially, that would be the code.
Or yeah, for if they like invite a friend to join the Spark Lab.
Yes.
As an NFT holder.
I was confused what coding you meant.
Yeah.
No. Like
for
a friend code. Yeah.
Yeah, like Cash App or something like that. Like invite your friends in.
Yeah.
$5 or something. Yeah.
I think that'd be something that's really interesting because
or like a week trial for the exclusive content, because I'm an NFT holder, but I want you to see it out and you can check it out. So here's my code to trial it out.
Like a one-time
I like
case,
that a lot.
or like a renewing maybe once a month kind of code, whatever it could be, right?
Yeah.
Program a bunch of that. Yeah,
definitely open to all those. I think if I started that out initially with 1,000 people or whatever, that kind of becomes an accounting nightmare of like, okay, this person signed up 4 people, I got to pay them this much, and this person signed up 1 person, I got to pay them this much. It would be like, whoa, that's a lot to keep going. But I think the idea is genuine, where it's like you want your most dedicated fans to be able to play a part in your marketing, which then helps you grow that much more, and they help support you. So
word of mouth is still the best.
Word of mouth is still the best. Yep, that's still the best. So.
Well, I love it right now. Shout out to I'm here for Royal Toes and Nafafa over there. I mean, NFT toe dipper had maybe a toe dip.
Maybe a toe dip. I was waiting for that one.
Yep,
love it. No, I think there's so many possibilities when you introduce the NFTs, and that's where we can really start to see these the potential of this technology over here. And then maybe I can stop rugging over here because I don't know what just happened to my camera. So we're gonna.
I'm rugging too. It keeps showing like 1 bar for some reason. I kept lagging out a little bit.
Interesting
skill issue, I think.
Hey, we got too much stuff going on over here. But Blake, I don't know if we can get more into the actual NFT itself. I don't know if you got any preview or anything that you want to pull up on your end. I know I don't have the animation that you revealed over on stream last week.
I don't know, PJ, did you get to see that when you were watching?
I saw it in his Discord.
Yeah, no, it looks super clean. The sound and everything looks really good. I don't know. You can bring your screen up.
I popped it in the private chat.
Okay. TJ, sorry, I'll pull it up, or TJ. One of us will. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I got it here. Call me too. You got it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put the sound on because I like the sound on it as well.
You could just do the sound if you wanted.
I don't know if I'd go that
Michael
route.
Winslow.
Yeah, exactly. That
would be awesome.
Great reference.
Can you do a card horse opening, Tommy?
No. Here we go. Let's pull this back up. Oh, doing on a budget. We're gonna get a nice big view of it.
Dope.
It reminds me of almost like a Xbox kind of thing, or like PlayStation or something like that.
Yeah.
Just a nice, like easy does it though. But no, it's so clean, so nice. But you said, what was the inspiration behind going the branded route too on this NFT instead of going like obviously PFP and things like that?
Oh, I am just so happy with how this turned out. As I was talking with the artist on this, but the idea of the branded NFT versus the PFP, because that was kind of like you're either going to go down one of those two roads. If you go the PFP route, you've got a lot more different traits and customizability, and people can kind of do their collector NFT person thing, and that's all great. But I think just due to the subjective nature of a PFP, you're going to have people that are going to judge your platform simply based on what your PFP looks like.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you did a PFP of cats. I hate cats, so I'm never going to use your platform. And it's like, you can imagine how people could do that. So it's like, I don't know if I want to do that. Also, it's just, to be completely honest, it is a lot more time intensive when the idea of the platform isn't really about the NFT. The NFT plays an important role, and I want to use Web3 in that way to make that happen. But keep the focus on making the platform the best it can be, and have an awesome branded NFT like this, to where you get to keep your brand have your brand look professional, have it look clean, have it in a video, which is what you're going to be having on your platform is videos, and just do it well in that way. And that made the most sense to me.
Yeah, so access pass or membership, so that no one's like creating essentially different rarities. Like, oh, I'm gonna floor that one or whatever. It's a membership to the website.
Yeah. And the other thing too is I'm as I've said, I'm minting 1,000. I really want the distribution to be as wide as possible. So if there are going to be, this is one of 5 different variants, and they're all going to look pretty similar, but you could have some rarity there. I don't have any plans at this point to like the most rarest one's going to get you extra. It's just like,
well, are they
you get a rarer one?
Equal distribution as far as like the 5? You said there's 5, so it's like 200 of each. Oh, okay.
This is the most common. This is 50% of the of the collection, which is just the basic brand one, and then we get into some different variations.
Gotcha.
But with the other thing with the collectability, there are going to be 5 variants, and maybe someone's going to want to collect all 5. But like, I want the distribution to be as wide as possible. If I have like 800 holders of 1,000, perfect. I love that. I don't necessarily want people to collect just for the sake of having 5. If I want people to have, I want people to have at least one. But getting into the actual idea of this, so the name, the Spark Lab, took a really long time to decide. But again, this goes back to my background. I'm an educator by trade. I actually graduated with an education degree, elementary education, if you can believe. Me teaching 2nd and 3rd graders, it was a blast. But the thing I love the most about education is seeing a spark happen in a student. Like, we're talking about a concept, we're talking about an idea, and they're like, man, I just don't get it. And then you say something, you say it in a different way, or you say it in a different style, and it's there, and they click, and they're like, oh, this is awesome. And then they're like, they finish their assignment super fast. They're like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So the idea of the NFT here is you see the spark there hits it, and then the spark turns into a flame. So you have this idea of, and this is what a lot of us do in this ecosystem, right? We find this idea of like blockchain. What is that? What's going on? Oh, this idea of freedom and decentralization and having access to your own funds. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like, let me create a wallet and do passphrases, and you just get down this rabbit hole, and you have this fire, this inner motivation that you want to kind of take control, or you want to kind of learn this thing. So I love how the NFT embodies this. You're ignited with a spark from somewhere. Maybe it was a friend. For me, it was a friend, trusted friend, that kind of got me into this whole thing. That turns into a flame. I don't know. I want the Spark Lab to be like that for somebody else. Like, I go to the Spark Lab, I catch fire on a project or a creator or something, and I want to engage with them more, and that like drives my passion. So I love how it turned out.
I love that backstory. That is really cool.
Yeah, like you said, it's at service value, right? It's just a simple like logo, something easy, and then like you said, that it fits perfect with the narrative right there. I actually do love that as well. Well, no, yeah.
3rd graders though, geez, the patience you must have had.
Yeah,
it was great. To you.
3rd graders are actually they're a perfect age, because like once you get into 4th, then it's like you've got like attitude plus like energy. Right. third grade, it's like no attitude, all energy. Oh, it's fantastic. But you also have a lot of language you can communicate. So
I cannot imagine how that would work out. I had an envision too, like I would probably go nuts. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it would probably be bad. But I wanted to bring this up real quick because this is kind of like the envisionment. Like when I was creating this yesterday, I was just trying to do a thumbnail. But when you like visually put it back like this, and you see like all the different, different content creators, like you can kind of envision. And I know we haven't shown off like the actual like user interface or anything like this, but it kind of puts in perspective a little bit of like, wow, like there are so many great people. There's so much stuff that's out there that a lot of people don't even know about. I can only imagine as more people get into the space and you start loading new things in here, how this can evolve and what this potentially could look like, and how this could be like a great hub for people who are looking to get into this ecosystem. Because I go over to other blockchains and it's like, well, what do I do? Who do I research? What do I look at? And it's just like, go to Spark Lab or, and then boom, everything's right there. I mean, you can, okay, that sounds good to me. And then of course you can branch out and go down rabbit holes, but it does, when you kind of lay it out like this and you start to visually see it, it does feel something sort of special. And I don't know if we'll get a chance to take a look at anything, or if you had anything here tonight that you could show on the backstory, but I just wanted to kind of like throw that out there. I guess I can kind of see into the future a little bit about what this could do.
Yeah. Well, all of those thumbnails are hypotheticals. The only official announcement that I have is of you guys. So like tonight, talking about you guys being on the platform, that's the first one that I've ever said. So like, that's awesome. I'm super excited for it. I'm in conversations with a lot of other people and projects, and I think we're going to have a very strong list. I think we're probably going to have close to, if I can just give a ballpark, I think we're going to be in the 150 to 250 videos already live, like day one. That's awesome to view. So you're not, I don't really think you're going to run out of content already from the onset. So that's really exciting. And I loved the representation of the different things there, because I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah,
I was checking chat, but go ahead.
No, you're good. No, I just wanted to kind of bring that back over there. So just to wrap and kind of recap for everybody over here, you've got 1,000 of these NFTs that are going to be launching. They get you. It will be able to connect your wallet, bring into the website. There will be some exclusive stuff for holders, and like you said, grandfathered in. If you're buying in early, you will still be able to get in for free. If you're buying that, viewing the content and wanting to log into the platform. And then obviously we talked about all the possibilities. Moving forward with this, as it starts to evolve, I mean, I think for a lot of people, obviously they're gonna, we've got a ton of different. I guess it's good to distinguish what this NFT is versus what it's not when it comes down to people who are like, well, I'm just gonna buy this, I'm gonna get a whitelist, and then I'm gonna flip it. Like, I do you have anything to say on that kind of note to anybody out there who's like making a degen plan or to aping into a bunch of these? Like, what is your envisionment for people who are looking to mint this NFT?
You're never going to be able to not have flippers, and I do think that flippers are good for the ecosystem. So I'm not trying to vilify flippers, but like, I want people that actually want to use it. At least to try it out. Maybe you try it out for 3 days and you're like, man, this stuff sucks and I don't want it anymore. Okay. I didn't do a good enough job of like convincing you that it's worth it. Okay, fair enough. But for someone who's like, I'm only going to mint this just so that I can flip it, I would just say, like, if you know me, if you know my personality, if you know how I structure my content, how I conduct my interviews, how I just interact in this space, you know that I want to do everything well. I want to do it high quality. And as this platform grows, it's only going to get stronger, better, more videos, larger library, more people, if it goes well, right? Like, so it doesn't really make sense to, I mean, unless you don't believe in that. But I would just say, like, if you're a flipper, this probably isn't the project for you. And I do not expect the floor to like go crazy, and because that's just not really where my mind is. So like, if you're like, oh, well, it's gonna 3x overnight, I really personally don't think it will. So I don't see this as like a make money opportunity. This is like, hey, I want to support Blake and what he's got going on, and I want to support some of the other creators, because the Mint Fund, none of that currently goes to me. That goes to like, hey, this is going to give us 12, 18, 24 months of runway, depending on what our mint price is. We still haven't finalized that yet. But that goes into a pool, pay some taxes to Uncle Sam, which really sucks. And then it's like, okay, all of that is now like, all right, we're going to just start paying out creators, paying out different people, and paying for video storage and site hosting and all that stuff. But yeah, it gets really exciting.
What I like about it is it's like a 4D way of making money. Like it's not going to be making money necessarily on a quick flip as far as that kind of return. But if the end goal, Envision is successful, we can bring more people to Cardano and boost these projects and get more people involved. And the floor is going to go up for us. The price is going to go up. So it's kind of that investing in the community as opposed to like maybe a quick flip project, which is what I really like about it.
Yeah. Well, imagine like courses. There were some people on YouTube, like, Journey Crypto. I'm blanking on some other ones, but like Journey Crypto is one that sticks out of my mind of when I was initially starting on crypto. And luckily he was pro Cardano, but like, invite your friend on a platform that's pro Cardano, and maybe they'll convince, people who are like, okay, yeah, this person actually, makes sense, or is not just going to say bad things about Cardano on a YouTube video because they don't have a vested interest in it. So, I knew that connected in some way, but now I'm blanking on what that connection was. But
yeah. we're picking up what you're putting down.
What someone was asking, and I think it got answered in the chat. Someone was asking about whitelist stacking. The whitelists don't stack, again, for the same reason. It's a 1-to-1 whitelist. I don't want people to have 10 or 20 whitelists because I want it to be as spread out as possible. Mm-hmm. And then Nathan said, are there incentives for content creators a few minutes ago? The incentives are, I am paying them for their content, and they can get affiliate codes and stuff for additional payouts as well, paying them for their non-exclusive, so stuff that's already on YouTube and other places, but also paying them a different amount of money for exclusive stuff that they might make. So basically they have 3 different ways of making money: affiliates, non-exclusive, and exclusive. And those are the ones that I know of right now.
Yeah.
So
another great question over from Curly too. I was gonna say, will YouTube content or will involve content like recorded Twitter Spaces?
If you go to my Spark Lab YouTube channel, that's a little plug, but I tried something out where I did a Q&A after one of my live streams, and then I put it into kind of video format, and I was like, this could work. I don't know. Short answer, yes, I would love to have some Twitter Space people also be on the platform, and there's some type of video representation, or it could just be audio, like as a podcast thing, style, where you're just, you're in the car or you're mowing the lawn or something, and the Spark Lab it's hosted on the Spark Lab where you can just listen to it in an audio way. But yes, I would love to have Twitter Spaces like that as well on the site. So yeah, like if someone asked you a question and then the question could be on the screen, and then it's got the video thing of me answering, and it's got the audio, like that could be a style, or it could be, if it's a solo Twitter Space person, their video could be on the left side, and the space of who all the other people are that were in it could be on that side. There's lots of different ways to try it. I don't know if anybody's actually found a system yet for it, or you could just pull the audio from Twitter, because most spaces, if they're recorded, you can find them on Twitter anyways. But again, it's saving you that time to go find it. Like there's been plenty of times where it's like, oh, I know that there was this big space that happened. I got to go through someone's profile and like scroll. Where was it? I can't find it. So it's also just saving you time if it's just the audio.
Yeah. I think, it's in the most sense of this, right? Like giving some sort of visual representation to the spaces, right? Like, I don't necessarily know that people are coming to YouTube just to look at the screen, right? Maybe people want to hear what's being talked about. So if there's an audio way format for people to do that, which I know Twitter obviously does that as well, I'd love to know the demand for people who want the YouTube side of this, or the video side of it, versus people who are just like, I just want to hear it kind of thing. Because obviously Twitter gives you that, but also you're like scrolling on different apps and doing a bunch of different things. It'd be an interesting dynamic of how you could do this with Twitter Spaces. Because right now I know there's emulators we had talked about as well. I don't know. I'd be curious how this would evolve over time, because Twitter Spaces, but eventually you might be able to video stream right to your Twitter Space down the line.
Right.
You never know.
Yeah. Well, one thing actually, Tommy, when we were talking about the Spark Lab a couple of months ago, you made an interesting point about you were asking how my platform works, and you were like, hey, if you shut off the app on your phone, can you still play it only audio.
Yeah.
And I didn't know the answer, and I was actually yes.
That, actually.
So that's actually a feature that YouTube purposefully blocks on non-paid, non-YouTube premium users, and that's a feature that they allow if you pay the $12 a month, that you can listen to the audio only version while your phone is off. But on my platform, which I didn't even know and didn't even necessarily mean for it to happen, but it's like great, you can listen to it like a podcast if you wanted to.
And I also agree too here with Curly too. If you can make a front end for downloading spaces to listen to later, where it necessarily may not be a video, but it's just the audio format only, and you could have like a section like spaces or something like that from featured creators. Obviously, that would be a great way to do that as well. Because manually right now, are you bringing a lot of these videos in through like an API, or are you bringing these downloading and uploading directly to the platform?
It's a little bit of both. Right. So right now, it's some manual work. I'm, for people that are familiar with some of like video stuff, I'm using Vimeo, which is a very popular video hosting platform. And anyway, I'll leave it there. But Thaddeus is also working on so I'm going to host them on a certain site, and then I'm going to have them available on the Spark Lab. So there is going to be a type of automation where Thaddeus is going to build it, where it's like I enter like the Vimeo link, and then it can kind of build a fresh page for that specific video. Okay. But yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of automation. But in terms of our relationship, yeah, you'll technically be sending it to me instead of uploading it directly to the platform. Again, I hope at some point that gets automated, because the more creators and people that I bring in, the more it's like, okay, I'm going to have have some work to do to get, and I've got my team so that's good. I've got some teammates to help me with that. Yeah. But it's going to be a lot of work to maintain a site like that when there's no AI, at least initially, or if we ever do it. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, and I'm not romanticizing like, oh, it's going to be amazing.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of work.
I think this is one more great question over here from Cameron as well. That is there a plan for any non-crypto NFT content, but still exclusive to Spark?
There's no dumb questions, Cameron. Any question is good.
That's a great question, honestly.
It's a good question. Yeah. Question.
I'm keeping it open, keep an open mind on it. And if it ever gets to a point where that makes sense, that would be great.
Here's an interesting one where maybe an NFT project like He Used Jesus 2 on that. They also maybe like a Serenity Pictures, or somebody who wants to debut their movies through NFTs or just stuff like that.
That would make sense. Yep.
Right.
I would be like, yeah, let's do it.
That's still NFT, Tommy. Come on.
Okay, maybe if there's a series based upon, started from the like an NFT like thing, but there's not an actual NFT like for the I mean, I don't know. I guess like here, like I'm using Yummy, you got the NFTs, but they're making like a show with it. Like, do you just have to be a holder to get access to the Spark Lab? I don't know if they did a partnership with you or something like that.
I think he might need to nuance if he nuances the question a little bit more. If he's saying like, hey, is there going to be like a motorcycle review video on the Spark Lab? It's like, probably not, because then you basically just end up becoming your YouTube.
I'm selling it then. I'm out.
You end up. You don't want to have mission drift where it's like, okay, we'll just take every video then and kind of, because then you're basically becoming a little YouTube. Where I think the benefit is the focused nature, the distraction-free environment.
Otherwise, we're rebuilding YouTube at that point, right?
Yeah.
No. And then last one, because I know, Ken, you put this over here twice, so I'm assuming you want this answered. So we're going to get it up to the front here. Will NFT holders have a voting or submission ability to suggest to the team new creators or particular support to creators and give them intimate feedback?
Yes.
And I know where that's kind of stemming from with him.
I would love to have that.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be
absolutely
great.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff where you could even go there where, hey, we've got potential new content creators or shows or whatever projects that want to be featured onto the platform. We could do a vote even with based upon holders. Like, holders have certain weights, and if you wanted to rarity weight it too, like, but based upon the Spark Lab thing they have, sure. Like there's a route you could go. But even still, like, you can give power to the people who support the platform by doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's already 10 o'clock. I don't know where that hour just went.
It's gone.
There's a lot of information to cover.
Yeah. Essentially, Blake, I don't know. We're going to get ready because we got some whitelist spots here that we love doing the giveaway things as well. Is there anything as far as like a landing page or anything that you have lined up, or we want to wait to showcase that a little bit later?
I can show it.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you want to pull a shared screen and I'll let you go
Yep.
that route? That way you're in control. Feel comfortable because you do this on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
You got it. All right, here you go.
All right. So I'm just going to show what the work in progress, right? This is subject to change. But right now, this is going to be somewhat what the video page is going to look like, right? So you've got your video here, and then again, this is being hosted on Vimeo. But the great thing about Vimeo is I think it gives a premium feel, looks really nice, and you have a lot of the same features that you would also find on like a YouTube, for example. You can bring up that bottom part if you want, and I'll just kind of scroll up a little bit. I'm fine with that. But
I think it looks better so they can all see.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. You give the feel. So
immersive.
So you've got your play button here. My mouse is like hidden for some reason, but that you can see where my mouse is.
Yeah.
But like if you start playing, of course, this is one of my videos that I did on Cardano lands. But so similar to YouTube has what they call timestamps. Vimeo has these things called chapters, and so showing on the timeline, you can skip to a certain part of the video that you might like. If you go to, it also has a little section here on the right hand side, so it's like, hey, I want to just see the staking hub. If you click on that, it automatically forwards the video right to where I start talking about the staking hub. You've got auto-generated captions similar to YouTube as well. You can adjust the audio or the video quality. For those of you who love to adjust playback speed, if you're a 2-timeser like me, you've got those different playback speeds as well. Obviously full screen, that's not a surprise. And then again, you've got a title, you've got links to the different stuff that might be talked about, and then that takes you to another tab. But yeah, that's an idea that we have right now for the video page.
Okay.
That looks really clean. I know some users are going to ask, is there going to be a light version?
Right now, I'm going dark.
I love it. I'm
Nice.
for the
Staying dark.
Personally, I like the dark version.
I like dark mode so much better, so thank you for
Yes.
that, especially on our eyes on this. So yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, I was going to ask about some of the stuff. So essentially, you've got a preview of the video right here, and then I'm sure you'll showcase more of this stuff off in the future up there, because I do see some other tabs. So that will be very interesting, because it comes with basically essentially the same features that you know and love over on YouTube and other video streaming platforms. The chapters thing I know was a big thing for us when we had talked about it. Yeah. So I'm glad to see that you were able to integrate that. The playback speed, I know a lot of people love that as well. And did we for sure say that if you close out the phone, like if you go into lock mode, it'll still play?
Yes, it will still play.
Good. Even better.
I can even I can even prove that if we need to. But yes, I have tried it a few times, and it does work.
Cool. Awesome. So no, it looks great, and I know we've seen a little bit more to it, but you've got a really cool layout, and I can imagine where you can kind of go with, like you said, like the Netflix, all the different Apple, and all the different layouts that you can play around with on the front screen. That I'm sure we'll showcase on a future date. But I'm glad to see that it's nice too, because for us, essentially sometimes you get capped by YouTube on like certain resolutions. And on here, you can really, if you do the direct upload there, you can really showcase some of the content for direct videos with that instead of being capped by streaming stuff potentially, which is nice. And
good point. No, I'm good.
And then Eddie, real quick. I know, obviously we're not getting ahead of ourselves, but do you ever have a plan for a mobile version of this?
So the site day one is going to be desktop and mobile browser friendly. So, Google Chrome on your phone or Safari on your phone, you'll be able to access the site and watch videos, sign in, all that kind of stuff. The NFT part might be difficult because we are working on making the NFT able to be within a hardware wallet, because we want to be, if this NFT, becomes more valuable or whatever, like you don't want to have it in a hot wallet. Right. That becomes a little tricky if you're like on mobile, because then it's like if you're iOS, you can only use Flint or whatever. You got different stuff going on.
Yeah.
So we're working on that. But will there be a mobile app version? I really want that to be something that happens that's going to be like pretty close on the roadmap. I want it to be. So that is definitely a goal within. I want to put a date on it, but like that's like ASAP. Something that we want to do.
Could you link it to the Discord? So, because I know the Discord, they kind of already screen to see what NFTs are in your wallet. So if you linked it to the Discord, then you could be able to sign into the website that way too.
That could be a version if people want to sign in with Discord.
Got it.
If they want to just do if they want to be separate from Discord and want to do an email and password, that might be a little tricky. But yes, I think if you did the Discord login, you would have to just weigh those options.
Right.
Yeah, maybe like a wallet connect kind of deal too, where like eventually, you know how I know as Cardano gets a little bit more popular too, having some sort of feature like wallet connect will be great because you could always obviously just log in to your either email or log in also to your Discord, whatever method you want to go about doing that. Do the wallet connect with the NFT in it, and then it would verify you and add you in, and then it would continuously run that and scan it. And when people take that NFT out, then the access gets disabled to that account.
Can you pull Curly Knox's message or chat? He says, I pay for YouTube premium so I can download. I listen to podcasts while I work. I will say on the record right now that I do not plan to allow people to download because I think we've seen what could happen if people have the ability to download at some point. So that's a feature that I would love to give people, but I also know that it can be used negatively pretty fast. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens down the road. But right now, I'm not allowing an easy download. Now, there are, again, back to these really popular video content apps. They've coded it a way to where if you can download it within the app, but then not be able to take it anywhere else. Right. Some of those have been able to do that. I don't know how difficult that is technically. I'm guessing it's probably pretty tough. But if down the road there's a way for us to be able to okay, you could download it to a specific device without you being able to share it or kind of do some duplication, then yeah, I would like to do that. But yeah.
Okay.
Understand the fears there for sure.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like I said, you're not going to hit every single checkpoint for everybody. Otherwise, this is just getting off the ground, but I think it's a good start. And obviously as it gets more popular, you could easily start to roll out some more of these features, especially with more support. But no, dude, it's an amazing, like I said, idea out there. It's great that you're getting people together and bringing this community kind of into one spot. And if people don't already know about certain people, they're going to be able to get a chance to experience that. And then eventually, like you said, launchpad kind of content creators inside the space, plus exclusive series, potentially NFT projects as well, bringing their own content. There's a lot to it. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see this. And do we have a mint timeline at all for Spark Lab?
Yeah. The timeline right now is end of March to early April. Okay. So we're kind of coming in on within a month. So wow. A lot of stuff is already ready. I mean, the team and I have been working on this since October. So this is coming up on 5 months now of work, and on top of the channel, on top of all the other stuff that we've got going on. So yeah, it's been a really fun project, and I'm really excited to show everybody what we've been working on.
Nice. Well, I think maybe we get over there. If also real quick, because this is bothering me. So somebody over here, I'm going to bring this up on screen. We get this fixed real quick. If you guys are not following the Spark Lab yet over on Twitter, can somebody get the 1,000 follower?
999. I've been someone keeps unfollling. Someone's trolling me.
Yeah, someone bring that back to 1,000 over there. If you guys have not followed Spark, going back forth. But yeah, Blake, I think maybe right this time, if anybody wants to get into the whitelist, is there a wallet in the Discord or anything? Is it just a role right now, or is there a wallet submission? Anything that anybody needs to know if they're over there yet, or you just need to get the whitelist and hang on for further instruction?
Yeah. So first part is I've actually given the whitelist role to anybody who had joined my Discord before December 26th or something. Mm-hmm. So a pretty long time, basically before I had made the official announcement. So if you are now hearing oh, Blake's doing a project, or you had been in my Discord for a while, you might already have the role. It's the Spark role. Mm-hmm. You can register your wallet. I'm using CNFT tools. You can register your wallet right now.
Okay.
So yeah, whoever wins this giveaway, join the Discord. You'll get a role, and make sure then you register your wallet to make sure you're locked in and ready to go.
Is it whitelist exclusive? I don't remember. I heard you say if it was or wasn't.
100% whitelist.
Okay, just want to make sure.
And
Awesome.
non-stackable. Yeah.
Love it.
1003. You just broke it.
There you go.
Here we go.
There
Beautiful.
we are.
Thank you.
The beauty of live streams, right?
That's the beauty.
Let's go ahead and let's do some giveaways. So appreciate everybody hanging out over in chat. We're here a little past the first hour, but no worries on that. I mean, we want to do tonight over here. I think it we want to, like you said, these do not stack. So if anybody has already got one, please do not enter into these, because if you do, we're gonna have to re-give it away.
You can enter it if you have a friend that you want to give it to.
There you go.
If you have a friend you want to give it to, but we also don't want to just keep re-rolling all night. So
right, I got you.
If you don't want to enter just so that you give somebody else the opportunity.
Blake, do you have a word in the private chat for us? We'll roll. What we said we had of these. Let's run.
Of course.
Let's run 10 tonight. Let's be generous.
10
out here. We're gonna have a nice. If anybody, we'll show. We got 51 people here.
Ready to go.
Let me go ahead and bring that up on screen.
Now, while you guys roll this, I'm gonna come back for like part 2, right? So I'm gonna be audio only for a second. I'm gonna
no worries.
Feed my son the bottle. So
all right,
I'm going dark.
With that being said, everybody, the key word to enter in for a whitelist spot for the Spark Lab is none other than !Spark. That is it. So if you guys want to get entered in to win one, if you do not have the Spark roll over in Blake's Discord, go ahead, hit the exclamation, type in the word Spark, and that'll get you entered in. We'll give you guys a couple minutes here to get that going, and then we'll roll 10 winners tonight. This you got good odds in here. You got about a 1 in 5 chance getting this, and probably even more than that for anybody, because if you have already won one, don't enter. Otherwise, you're entering for friends. Gonna make this a lot harder.
Just don't enter.
Who's winning? Who's
what
winning
happened
tonight?
Who said what? I'm feeling lucky. So who wrote Bark? Is that CB? Shout out to CB.
Gary's gonna win. Triple Threat's gonna win. Who else we got in here? The normal one.
We got I Hate Pants, man. No, Curly Knox always wins.
Curly Knox, yeah.
Speaking of I Hate Pants, you see that pants update for
Oh, dude, we can dive into that a little bit here. Yeah, absolutely. I did see that. That was part of one of their 2 big announcements, which is the other one too, which let's dive into that here in a bit.
Let's go to the Sandbox, you know?
Yeah, hey. You want to go play over there? I like it.
I thought you could do the Happy Gilmore again, but you didn't.
No, we don't want to do that. Also, while we're here, guys, if you guys are enjoying the show, or you enjoying the content, or want to support Blake, TJ, I just got the plug out there for you, guys. We got 50 people here. Go ahead and hit that like button. It gets the content out and helps beat the YouTube algorithm, which hopefully we don't need to always fight that here.
It's free. Forward. It's free to do. Hit the like button and sub button.
Is true. You know what it does? It also makes us happy. How many we got entered in here, TJ? Everybody, exclamation point.
We have 34
out of 53, guys. I mean, that's pretty good odds right there. We'll give a couple last minute entries over here, and then we'll get ready to run that. And then let's get into some projects over here.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, shout out to Rez, dude. Over in chat, smash that like button. Do you want to run it?
Yep. 10 of them, right?
Oh, yeah, hold on. I got to get
Let me get our chat open so I can write it.
Yep. All right. I'll pull comments. You roll.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. First one. Curly Knox with the W.
Right there. Curly Knox, you ain't got a Spark Lab spot yet? Oh, there he is. Number 1.
Number 2.
Nice to meet you. Number 2.
Zepkenyo. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm over here. Hold on, TJ. We got Zepkenyo.
I got it.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, where we got number 3?
Moon. New ones. All right, okay.
I like it though. That's good. We need the Blue Moon.
Houdini Ada. Okay.
Let's go. Hey, all the new names we talked about in the beginning of this, the stream over here.
Fafa scam.
Number
5 right here. TJ, great name as always.
TJ, AJ, RJ. Good old TJ. Congrats.
El Pistolero 667.
I thought you were going to say something else. But okay. Pistolero.
2, 4, 6, so 4 more. So number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Med LOL.
Dude, I love that we got a bunch of new winners over here. Shout out to you guys.
Hyper Squad, okay.
All time.
There we go. Hyper Squad.
Okay. We got
where
2, 4, 6, 8. 2 more. Okay. Yassine Berrig. Dang, a lot of new ones tonight. I like it.
Oh, boom. There you go.
Last one, Arrow Art. Last one.
Easy peasy. And Arrow Art. Congrats. There's our 10 over there. Med says you can give it to a friend. Yeah, just so okay. So how this is going to work is if you guys are not in the F35 Discord, you can also find us over on Blake's channel as well. But either DM Lazy T or TOMMY, what we've been doing. Some of you guys we know who these people are over in our Discord. But go ahead and screenshot your YouTube username from the comments right now and DM either Lazy T or TOMMY. You can find us over in the F35 Discord, which is pinned at the top of this chat, or down in Blake's as well. We do have the F35 logos with the podcaster role in ours. And shoot us a message, and we'll get you added in.
Rez says I'm banning Curly from F35s.
Damn. Oh, there's mod power, so you better watch out, Mod Squad.
I hit Pan says good call.
I'm actually curious. Has anyone tried pulling a fast one on you guys yet? And
banning it?
No.
If they did, I wouldn't even known it.
And make a fake name trying to claim a prize.
Well, if they did, the real one never complained. So
I usually am pretty good about spotting that on Twitter. I had one person try to do that, and I learned real quick. You DM the people when you do Twitter pickers, DM them first, and then announce it, so that way they can't just pull a fast one on you. And that's the easy way to go. Yeah, and Blake, feel free to jump back whenever you want. We've got our 10 winners. Looks like one person at least is going to give it away. If anybody else won and already has the Spark Lab roles, just shoot us a message for somebody that you want. And then the other thing is they need to be over in the Spark Lab Discord in order to actually get the role. So if you guys won, make sure you guys are over in the side of Spark Lab Discord so he can go ahead and assign that. But shoot either, like you said, Lazy T or TOMMY a message. You can also message us over in chat. If you guys don't want to shoot us a DM, you can go over to our Discord and shoot it there.
Discord.gg/SparkLab.
Yep.
BB, what happened?
Oh no. Did they? No, really? That'd be the rug all day, every day. Their Twitter's still there.
Okay.
It's scary that you have to even check.
Ooh. Yeah, I haven't endorsed that one in a while. I can't endorse that at all.
All right, what's the bag looking like with that? How many you got?
It's the trash bag right now, so we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there.
How many do you have? Let's hear it.
We still got the 42 I never sold. So my play at this point is
42.
Hopefully they do something. Otherwise, but I can't endorse anybody buying in right now. That's just
not even for a slice of pizza and a virtual DJ.
If you guys want to take a DJ shot, it's like 25.8 or whatever it is. Go be my guest, but Nafafa on that one. So yeah, Tom, you mentioned over here Clays. That was they had two big announcements that they were talking about doing. They dropped both of them, and the first one was TJ. You spoiled it out there for all of our playground people. The Sandbox. The Sandbox was their first announcement out of the two, and the Sandbox thing was honestly a curveball a little bit. Did not expect that. I mean, not to say it was a bad thing or anything like that, but definitely didn't expect that. How did you guys feel about a Sandbox character right now in 2023? Or would it's been way cooler back in 2021 when everything was all hype?
Did Tommy's mic just change for just me, or is it fine for everyone else?
Yeah, something just happened, Tommy. I don't know what the fuck just happened to you, but
sounds like
I heard something about you went underwater for a second. I think.
Yes.
All right, cool. Am I still underwater?
Tommy, you're getting roasted in chat. I don't know if you're reading chat right now.
Where are we at?
I'll get you 58 for all of them, and then someone said, "Luckily, you made a big bag off that overexposed one of one."
I made a 10x or a 20x on that thing, so yeah. Technically, I did.
I didn't disguise myself with my burner. That's funny.
But Sandbox, Clay Nation, first Cardano project that is on being in partnership with them or collabing with them. How do you guys feel about that? Is that a big deal to you guys? Do you care? Or is that more just like, all right, that's cool, but it doesn't really do anything for me?
I mean, it's obviously a big announcement just because they're.
It's cross-chain.
Yeah.
So that's sick. I like that. I mean, it's just a step in the right direction. So that just shows that they've been working in silence, just working on partnerships just all around that we still don't know about what's to come with them. So that's just one partnership that we know about now. So I'm excited to see where that goes. I know some people are commenting on like what's going on with like the Clay metaverse in a sense, and they were saying we're still doing that. It's just a partnership with Sandbox too, so you can
you think we're gonna get all individual box characters for our clays, or is that just are we gonna get like generic stuff, do you think?
I would hope that's what we're seeing here.
I mean, I would hope so as well, right? You would get like the one-to-one kind of the drop in between each one of those metaverses. It would make sense. But yeah, I like I said, I don't know. I'm assuming, right, with Sandbox, everything eventually those metaverses, instead of just being like chain agnostic, they want to go ahead and get different chains involved, so that way they can make that reach even bigger. So it makes sense, though. It's just cool to see like a big project like this being pulled in, because obviously it's already got eyes on it. So it's just one more reason for people to go ahead and take a look at clays.
Absolutely.
But that'll be cool. The other thing, Tom, which we talked about briefly too, is pants. You can get some pants for your clay.
They did confirm you're gonna have pants. I think they said regular clays first, and then it's gonna be
Good Charlotte.
then the Good Charlottes. Yeah.
Good Charlotte about a year later. They said
Yeah. So the stand is the first thing, and obviously you can see like they've got like the orangutan suit. They've got all the different pant options over there as well. Be curious to see if you're able to purchase pants that don't fit well with, like, don't model one-to-one with your clay, and if you can, how will that impact like rarities and stuff for the overall clay nations? Will be interesting dynamic to that. And obviously,
I just love that they like leaned into the community's feedback about like, are there gonna be pants? They're gonna be pants. They just kind of leaned into it, made a whole shop for it. That's great.
Do you feel that this is they're making a way bigger announcement about this than it needs to be?
the pants. That's why I think it's not like they made it too big, but it was kind of underwhelming after like how long we've been waiting things. And she's like, all right, pants are coming. Kind of like,
right.
Okay.
I know how Tom feels about the pants thing.
I mean, they need to be pants. I don't want my clays running around naked, but also, it's just one of those things where it's like how long
cool.
we've been sitting here waiting for plays. It's just kind of one of those, a little underwhelming.
It's Nafafa news, right?
It's
not financial advice. It's fun advice.
It's pants advice, dude.
Pants advice.
Nafapa. Yeah. Not financial advice. It's pants advice.
Pants advice.
Blake, any comments on the Clay Nation announcements?
On the Sandbox one, like I think it's great. I don't think I'm ever going to use the Sandbox, or like don't see it being like a major reason. But I think again, it's 200 and almost 300,000 impressions. Like that's good for Clay Nation. But other than that, I'm not sure how many people are going to be like, oh, I can't wait to get my Clay Nation in the Sandbox.
Right.
So it's a good way to reach out. And then on the stand, there was people that were talking trash about it, of like, well, now I have to pay for this NFT that I bought like 2 years ago. And it's like, okay, I think, I don't know how much they're emphasizing the stand as much as they're trying to emphasize like, hey, virtual metaverse e-commerce.
Right.
And the idea of like, could like how that could look. If you want to like test out the Spark Lab, like what would it look like to have this environment built around the Spark Lab, and you could buy a membership from the Clay Nation metaverse? Like that would be pretty cool. Or maybe not, like maybe nobody would use it, or have the NFTs on sale in this virtual, I don't know. It's something that we've never really experienced before. So we're not sure how it's going to actually play out.
Yeah. Big I hate Pants says Big Pants has all of you. I'll praise. Trust Big Pants over there, dude. But no, I agree on the e-commerce kind of side of things, and also if it's going to be purchasable in their Clay token, which I assume it would be at this point, you can technically get that. It would be for free, right? If you choose to bake, although they're very much incentivizing you not to. So if like for me, I'm like, I like not baking my clay because it adds more rarity to it if I ever want to go ahead and sell it down the line. But yeah, obviously though, if it's going that route, technically they're giving it to you for free. It's just a way to go ahead and transact with it. And then also I did see Crawfish's thing up here as well, which I guess Sandbox only has 600 to 800 daily users currently. It said if all of them wanted to claim, it would be big. If only 1 to 5% do, not so much. I could agree with that to a degree. Is if Sandbox really does take off and the bull run next go around happens and this metaverse and this gaming stuff becomes a lot bigger, potentially getting in on the early stage now could pay dividends down the long run. So it's a hard measure to look at it right now versus potentially 2 years in the future. We'll see.
I forget about it.
Nafafa. Napapa. I like Nafapa. Not financial advice, pants advice.
I was reading CB Hashtag. Nafafa, forget about it.
Nafafa, forget about it. Everything Nafafa. Just put Nafafa. You can't just put Nafafa in front of everything, dude. I mean, or can you? Is that just true? Well, I do.
You make the rules now. Come on.
All right, fair enough. Anything else, guys, that you guys have been looking for? We talked about like the daily volume being down and not too much excitement happening right now.
Well, we got Goombles are me excited.
That's totally did not mean to do this, but we definitely did not talk about Goombles on that Twitter space, and we had them in the description. So I think we deserve to give Goombles their shining a light, and also with them minting tomorrow. You got to go ahead and shout this out because they also gave us a gameplay preview. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see this yet.
I actually did not see this.
So we got some work in progress for the games. Obviously, this is not final product. They said take it with a grain of salt, but here's some gameplay stuff that they are dropping right now. So
okay, I like that. I definitely could see the what they're talking about, the tower defense for sure, especially right here. 100% tower defense. I love that.
It looks like you said they all built their the assets. Specific to like the Goombles like theme, right? Not like just some builder assets out of Unity that they just like were able to like pull out of the packaging and connect it. So that's good to see that they're working on the custom stuff. I can't imagine like if you're like an indie game, like not obviously we all see what AAA games can do, and you know sometimes we get used to that. So when you see something that's not of like high quality like AAA caliber, it's easy to be like, oh, what is this? And then you think about it, it's like. He did do a showcase too on another thing of like how indie games like use like Among Us and Clash of Clans and other things like that.
Simple
where they're not like
fun.
Yeah, they're not top tier graphics and stuff like that, but people enjoy the gameplay loop and have a good time with it.
It goes back to the roots of gaming, like why we got into something usually played back in the day, but not because of the graphics, because the gameplay was fun. Like give GoldenEye example. I would still play that today because it's still a fun 100%. Game, but the graphics are trash. They are. They're just
now in our standards because we know about it, right?
Saying, but it's the gameplay itself is what people play for. They don't play for graphics. I mean, I don't personally. If I'm playing for graphics, I'm playing single player games. Personally, I'm going for gameplay. If I'm playing like a multiplayer or a tower defense game, I'm just going for make sure it's fun. Really.
Well, I'm not like prioritizing graphics over something right now. But like you said,
no,
it's fun to play. It's a good time. We'll see how this goes. This reminds me a lot of like I know was it Balloons was what he used the example of or was inspired by heavily.
Yes.
Even throwing me back way in my age, like Lemmings, like way back in the day, like where they got the different puzzles. Where you remember that game?
Which one was it?
You not remember Lemmings?
You don't remember Lemmings? Wow, it's like a really throwback. Blake, do you remember that at all? Where like the little things are just walking and they like fall off the edge. Oh man, that's a real throwback. All right. Anyway, we'll move forward. But no, it just reminded me when they're like walking.
Do you remember Pong, Tommy?
Pong? Pongs?
Yeah.
Like the little Pogs?
No, not Pogs.
He's making. Come on, Tommy.
I can help you with the whole Pong dilemma. But no, So are you guys? Obviously, we're on the Goom list. I'll be minting all 3 of my Goombles tomorrow. I think it's 79 USD price. It's going to start at 11 a.m. Eastern and run for 8 hours, I believe. Not whitelist only mint too. So if all 5,000 don't mint. They're also, if you played the Goomble Stacks game, which is on the website, which is like the Tetris, then I guess they're going to be doing like batches of those addresses again, rolling it out that way, which I did do that as well. Did anybody else play the little Stacks game on the website?
I did when the website first dropped, honestly. I was playing it before we had them on stream. I remember that. Yeah,
I don't know if it's still on the website or not. They had like the mini game portion. Yeah, the little Stacks portion. Where I think I think we even showcased this on like a podcast or something where I was just like, yeah, I played Tetris like this and just held it down arrow the whole time. And it's just like, yep, that's how I play Tetris right here. And it's game over. Pretty much. And then you could have submitted your wallet there. So if you guys did do that and it doesn't mint out, that's your way to potentially go ahead and secure another Goomble. Predictions for this tomorrow? Instant sellout or what?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do too. The only thing it might be a little bit of hiccup with it because it's a whitelist only, and some people might not mint all 3. That's the only thing I think that'll be the deterrent for it not to sell out. But I think that most of it will.
Well, he's also got it like 2% over allocated the whitelist. So there is for
Oh,
anybody.
I didn't know that. So I didn't know that part of it.
Not
Okay.
which isn't much, right? It's a handful of people, but still, it's got there. So if you are on the Goom list tomorrow and you do want to mint all 3 years, I suggest that you do it earlier than later, because it does, like, again, over allocation is a common thing on other chains as well. Which this I don't think is going to go that route. Like, I'm sure if you're on that Goom list, you can probably go ahead and mint.
Oh shit! I didn't know it was a 2% over.
Which isn't much though. But yeah, it should be good.
11 a.m. for us, right?
Huh? Yeah, 11 a.m. Yep,
Eastern time. Sorry.
Three per Goom list over here. Blake, are you planning on minting?
I'm not sure if I'll do all 3, but I'm definitely gonna mint.
Okay.
I think it's gonna mint out. Not necessarily. I mean, the game looks great, and it's. I mean, props to him for sending out a prototype before they even minted, because I think a lot of projects will prey on the mystery of an NFT.
True.
And he's like, no, this is what it is. And I like that. But I think it's going to do well just because of who he is as a member of the space now. How he was initially just bashing us, and then, like, for the last 6 or 7 months, like really came around to it and was like, hey, like, these guys are actually, I don't know, he's like one of us. So I think people will want to support him. That's what I want to support him.
Yeah, he's a smart dude, and I think he's a gamer too at the end of the day. So I think he knows what people are going to want to play and what's going to be fun, really.
Yeah.
Because it is the gaming NFT, do you feel this will be a flipper's paradise tomorrow, or will it be people you think will hang on a little bit more compared to maybe like an Alley Cats?
So because there's 3, I think people will flip. Honestly, I think there'll be a flipper's paradise initially,
especially with the hype and everything around this one.
Yeah. I mean, I said I really want the Gumford one. So if I don't get one, I'm going to try to get one if I can, maybe sell one to get it.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. I know a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm going to buy some and flip some, and then, or potentially roll some profits and get one that I really like. Yeah, I could kind of see that as well. So I know it feels like a lot of people are holding back liquidity right now for this moment, because it is one of the big hyped up ones. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow, but it would be definitely something to keep an eye on and see if it kind of goes that route of like aggressive, like minting and like selling out and floor price goes up, or if it kind of like holds kind of true, depending on, I don't know how people perceive it now. I mean, this is going to be an interesting mint to see. The gaming portion too, like, I guess there's like the gameplay loop for like game. I mean, nobody's expecting AAA games from NFT projects right now. So let me ask you, Tommy, was this what you were expecting? Because I know what Bloons Tower Defense, I used to play it, so I was expecting something. Honestly, I don't even know what I was expecting even less 3D, to be honest with you. Like when I initially put it like 2 and 2 together, I put like more like 2D kind of like platformer kind of stuff, like with like on, not as like 3D-esque, I guess.
I got what you're saying. So more flat facing, just one screen, and the whole game is right there. There's no dynamic. Not saying it's a bad thing or anything like that. That's more what I guess that was my expectation when I first saw it. But no, what I was asking though is like these games that are coming out, like are the emphasis that they have a game is one thing and it's an NFT project. How's the other factor of this is like, are these games interesting and fun to play for people to keep them interesting and engaged? Somebody mentioned, I think it was Jay Hub up top here, mentioned the Makasi game, where he's like, has anybody got a chance to play it? I haven't really got it, haven't done that. I haven't really had much time to play. And like, here it is right here. Like using this as an example, like certain games have to appeal to certain players to keep this going. Like, because like, of course, in this NFT market and this Cardano NFT market, people would want to support the project. They want to be there for that project. But when the games and stuff actually come out, like obviously you've got to keep people engaged in the game itself to keep the replayability up. So like, how important do you think it is for these new games that are coming out to not only make sure that they're getting the development right and making sure that it looks good, but like the gameplay, the replayability of the loop? We're still so early in this right now. Like I'm waiting to see how people like kind of approach this in a way that gets people engaged. Like we could go on and stream on our live stream. Like right now, I can play this every single night because there's stuff to do to it. Like, how big do you feel like are we far away from that? And the NFT side, like, are we far away from games getting to that point right now, or like are we being fun, or
like not even being fun? Like replayability, I guess, is a big word for that.
Are we? I mean, for some projects, I would say, yeah. I mean, it depends how complex you make the game, right? I mean, if you keep it as simple as the tower defense, I'm not saying simple, but something not too much as far as going on as everything else, like metaverses and stuff like that. But if you keep it simple and you keep it fun, I think that is a good stepping stone for NFT gaming. Now, if you want to get more complex, you want to make like a battle royale or any first-person shooter where you got a lot of moving parts happening, that's going to be a little more difficult, take a little bit more time, and you might not be able to play it right away out the gate. When you keep these games simple and fun, you can play it pretty quickly after the mint.
Right.
I think that is a big thing for people to test the product they're purchasing for.
Right. Because right now it seems like the majority of what we've seen so far is like, hey, we're making a game, which is really fun. Like it's a cool anticipation, and sometimes people like like their expectations are way above and beyond some of this stuff of what can actually come out. So that's why I think where Goombles is trying to go the route of like, we're trying to nail like it's a game, it's fun, and it's not centered around that NFT to be able to play it. But that my biggest thing I think for me with the as these come online is like, what's going to keep me coming back every day to be like, yeah, I want to play this today. Like I'm excited to get back into this. So I hope to see how Goombles kind of approaches that. And the McCossie thing, I just haven't played. I actually got a chance to really play the game, so I don't really know that. But I'd be curious to see if anybody over in chat who is playing that, how your experience has been, like longevity wise. It's great that they have it out and it looks good. Does it keep you coming back?
I think too, simple and fun and making it, competitive. I think anyone who games, you have a little bit of competitiveness in you. You don't just play games just because they're casual or fun. Sometimes you want to be a little bit competitive, right? I want to beat the next high score. I want to be the top in this game. So I think that aspect too will help a lot of games.
Yeah. And this is important too. They said, yeah, he's using McCossie here, but it's not a PC type game. It's just sitting on the toilet type game, which hey, all to each their own, wherever you play stuff.
On time at work, traveling on the subway.
Yeah. The other office.
Yeah.
100%.
That's why that mobile access is so big.
Picking out khakis. I've never seen it spelled like that, but I instantly knew what you just said over there.
Talking about kahaki pants?
Khakis.
Oh,
that's what he calls them in. That's a Trailer Park Boy references. You guys got to watch out, man. You're making
I'm really
the name.
We are disgracing the name.
He says that though one time. He's like, "How to get bourbon stains out of kahaki pants? What the fuck is this test?"
Kahaki, I like that over there. The only way I've always gone with the khakis is over there is the Mark Wahlberg version. It's just
the khakis.
Your khakis.
Yeah.
Your car keys. Say it in a Boston accent. Say car keys in a Boston accent. And there's your khakis.
I can't wait for the Superbull game. Well, also known as Hornies.
Dude, that was 100% that we have been meaning to follow up on. We know we got a chance to talk with them as well, and we've just been.
They're kind of under the radar, in my opinion. Not a lot of people, not more people are talking about them. I think they have a great
the
plan.
Superbull IO, the app, dude, is sick.
It's
I don't know.
Really cool, yeah.
I don't know if I can pull it over there. I don't have it up. If anybody has a link for it, shoot it over here.
I think even for me, like just gaming in general with NFTs gets me more excited because I think more and more people are trying to, test those waters out, and I'm excited to see where that goes for a lot of these projects.
Yeah. No, the Superbull thing is a dope one as well because they're bringing other projects into it as well.
That's what I like. So you don't have to just own their project to play it.
Right. Yeah, like the leaderboards and different things like that. I know they're having this app that's essentially going to be like almost like a digital fantasy sports simulation where you can train your digital bulls, which all the Hornies, if you remember these from back in the day when they rebranded, they were originally Hornies, now they're Superbull. And they all have stats and stuff dedicated to them. So you're going to be able to like train some of those things up and to build up those stats with the Hornies, but also other NFT projects. I think Yummy was announced. There was a few others on that list. I think they keep them coming. I don't know where the collections are. The Oxys is a different one. See, I need to get the login over here for this, and we're not nearly doing this justice because it is a really cool thing that they've got going on.
It's a lot further than we realized when we just saw like, oh, okay, they got a rebrand, and then when we finally looked at it, it was like, oh wow,
yeah,
all right.
No, it's like so much more in depth, and dude, it was. Go ahead.
I'm looking at their Twitter, see if they have anything.
I'm trying to pull back the combo we had with them too as well, because dude, there is a lot to this platform. If you go in the gaming route and stuff as well, this is definitely a thing I think you want to have an eye on. And they also do the amazing the Superbull radio, which kind of groups all the different Twitter Spaces and different weekly shows and stuff into one spot as well. So if you guys are haven't checked out Hornies, aka now Superbull, definitely take a look at this because they've got some really cool stuff up and coming. Other stuff on the radar, guys, that you guys are looking forward to
this month.
Well, I guess we're going into
March.
March.
So next month. There's a ton. Her monsters.
A few times, yeah.
What else? Oh, Goofy Gophers, and then Flipper dropping.
So Goofy Gophers is going to be the first one up, which is on March 11th. Which we've been talking.
So Flippers, making their debut from now until then too, though.
That is true. I haven't been in the Flipper Discord, and if we got anybody over in the Flipper or Ghost Chain community,
so which leads me to believe, just as all assumptions here, I would think they would want to be at least out for at least 5 to 7 days prior to a mint happening on their website, right? Just to kind of stress test things.
Maybe they're like, screw it, we're dropping it
the same day. All right, well, okay.
So the whitelisters are going to be able to mint a little bit early on March 10th for a 24-hour period, and then you will open up on March 11th, 8 p.m. UTC. You've got $130 per gopher over here, and I think, what did we say? There was like 8,000 something. I forget what the actual number was.
8,188
or 8,999. I forget what the actual number was. I'd have to go back and pull that up. But this is definitely something that we're looking forward to, and I'm honestly curious to see the Flipper rollout too with this.
Yes.
How that's going to work out. This is a project that I personally I would like to get behind because the potential, like you said, the ROI later down the line, because
ROI is great for this.
They're mining their they're actually mining. They have crypto miners and they're mining the coins, and then eventually some of these gophers, depending on the each one, all have different perks and different bonuses to them. But yeah, you can be able to get profits from this. And people were talking about profit sharing being a weird thing, but these guys are going through all different types of lawyers to go ahead and I guess make sure that this isn't an issue going forward. And I believe they say the miners are also in the US too.
Yes,
Iowa, I think, or Idaho.
Yeah,
they went out to they found some farmland they could rent to have the server set up on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're definitely being very careful about it, making sure they do it correct, because there's a lot of problems you could run into, and it sounds like they are.
Depending on how much the payout actually is, I know they're waiting to 6 months or so before their first payout for the mining. This could be a real competitor to Ape Society, honestly, based on how much you can get in return. I think this is a project to keep your eye on.
I like it.
It's a bold claim. I'm not calling it the next Ape Side. I'm just calling it a competitor, possible competitor, depending on who comes out with what next, though.
Different thing, a different type of project, but the DeFi things are obviously a huge play going forward, especially on Cardano as it starts to go back online. But the beauty of this is it's rooted in mining crypto that's established, right? Like they're going, obviously they've got Bitcoin in there. They're big on Litecoin, and they've got a few others that are built in there as well, and they've already got a few, I think 5 miners that are online that are mining Litecoin every single.
I don't remember the number, but yeah, they've got it going. It's
and they made it, and they've got really good cost too. So this is a project where they don't need to mint more of them, because the more that they mint out this project, the more they reinvest back into the miners that then again make the money, and then they're kind of prepping for that next bull run. To be able to really take this project off. So they've only got 1,000 of these off or out roughly when they did their pre-sale from last year. They're, like I said, 8,888. I think shout out to Toda for bringing that back up. So you've got another roughly just shy of another 7,000 something chains that are going to mint to these. So 574 right now. But the interesting thing is how quick some of these the rarer ones, the different classes get snatched up.
What's the percentage that are listed right now? I'm very curious, because
73 out of 999.
So, which is low to me for the fact of people are holding these, right? So even the volume is somewhat low because people are not selling these goods; they're holding it for the return of investment on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think this product is going to do really, really well.
Yeah, that, and on top of the whitelist stuff too. So if you hold a gopher, you're also whitelisted as well. Hugs not rugs. No, the miners, when we did the interview with Ryan, they are it was Iowa, somewhere in the Midwest of the United States, or where the miners are currently.
Iowa.
Yeah, all the blue chips are on sale. I think a lot of people are holding liquidity. You got some big mints that are up and coming. Like we said, we got Goombles, we've got Goofy Gophers, you've got Her Monsters, Stag Alliance.
The Kraken at the end of the month.
Yeah, Order of the Kraken. There's a bunch of different things that are all coming out. They're all kind of in.
Spark Lab end of the month.
Chill Kongs. There's a bunch of different things, right?
Lots of big projects.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're missing a few too, and I apologize for missing some.
It felt like January and February were pretty slow, and then everybody's like, March, it just like, yeah.
Yep.
It's like a winter slump.
Platypus too?
Yeah. How could we forget? They did their mint date, which we totally didn't when we were on the live stream. They were doing the puzzle for it, right?
Yes.
And I forget who it was over in our Discord. Someone, was it Crypto Kitty or somebody like that, shared the mint date with us, and then they went ahead and posted it as well. I go down here. They
March 15th. March 15th.
Is it March 15th? Okay. Yeah. Boom. And so yeah, you've got a ton of stuff that's over here. Shout out to No Nipple Lactation.
What did Rene Red say?
Yeah.
There we go. I need Rada too. Please don't buy my trash NFTs.
That's the other thing too, is a lot of this stuff isn't really like, it's hard like volume wise right now. Like a lot of stuff isn't selling because I feel like a lot of people are hanging on, and that may not just be like a bearish overview of the market in general. Again, we're down to 472,000 now on the 24-hour, which is that's tough to see, man.
Well, I agree with Blake. Why couldn't these projects spread these out? You know, like why all March? Why couldn't you come in February? Even go April.
I feel like people were hoping that we'd see a turnaround early in the year. So they're like, January we'll let people get back on track. February we're going to see a little pump, and then like March comes, we'll be good to go and make some money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're all crossing our fingers for that. So
I just feel like all these project founders are in the back of the bus, like in Billy Madison, eating 30 bags of lunches from cool kids right now.
They're all waiting. They want to go toe to toe with each other. I forgot too about this. The BlockChillaz, the Jabby Z is Q1 as well. So that's going to be a big one. You also got, shout out to the old money and their MX bills. We're getting more and more previews of those as well. So that's going to be another mint that's up and coming. And then you have Arrow Art saying too, Phoenix Arena, they've got a demo for their game coming out as well.
Damn.
So there's a lot of stuff that's happening. It's going to be interesting, but obviously Quota Crypto over here saying because of Goombles, we'll see. I don't know. Is everybody, because you have to be on the Goom list, right, to actually mint. So are these 5,000 people really the ones holding back, or is that how small the ecosystem really is that these people are all holding back? And are that many people on secondary looking for an opportunity that are holding a lot of this stuff back? That's an interesting observation. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Something we'll see. See the community kind of move forward and how much support they get in the long term.
Mm-hmm. Was there what else was minting?
Alley Cats was still technically, no, they were end of January. Never mind. February 1st almost.
Did you guys see that Milk DAO also dropped? Was minting. I think I Hate Pants shouted out over there. They're running some of these at like a decent little price. Remember the Milk NFTs from back in the day?
Are they the same people?
Yeah. I think they have. I don't know if it's got to be. Is that the same artist over there that's doing these?
I thought they pulled back or something. I thought
they did originally, because they originally were gonna. It's like a 10K collection or something right after they had done very successful on the 100 of those or whatever they were. And then they've got an OG mint that's going on right now. Whitelist. It's way back in the day. Hold on. I don't know actually. Now I'm confused about where that stuff's coming from. Maybe I Hate Pants can give me an update. But I did see this. The Milk DAO was minting out. A lot of stuff to keep an eye on right now.
And you got Ken's characters tomorrow.
You do have caricatures that's going on. Yeah, you can go ahead.
You nailed it that time, Tommy.
Dude, I've been saying that word so much.
In the mirror. Nailed it.
I minted my caricature with my EMD over there, and shout out to the website, worked beautifully. Shout out to Hoodra over there, Jay Cruz and Ken and the team over there. So if you guys are interested in minting one of these, or you haven't minted yet, go ahead and connect your wallet. You can go ahead and mint one of these as well. One I did want to bring up, and Ken brought it up as well, is did you guys seen this perfect NFT over there? Shout out to our everybody's favorite villain on Cardano Twitter, Monad Alexander Monad. Have you guys got a chance to take a look at this?
No.
Dude, this is such a unique and interesting concept. I don't know where they're at. I think they're on round 7 right now. But essentially, it's 500. It started out as 512 NFTs that were like a blank slate, and the numbers 0 to 511, he broke them into binary, which gave him a 9-digit code. And as these all started to go bigger and bigger, I think there's a total of 9 circles here. So depending upon what number you had, you can kind of use 456, for example, here. It translated into this, and the ones with the 1 got where the fingerprint. And that was like its unique character ID. So it started off for 8 ADA, and then every 2 epochs or 10 days, it moved to a new round. And then it doubled in price. So it went from 8 ADA to round 2 went to 16 ADA. Now, the initial interesting thing is there was only 512. So if you purchased the first one for 8 ADA, you didn't get like an NFT or anything in your wallet. You just owned it on the website. But if somebody purchased your NFT on the next round, then you got this like delegation, like certificate, like bidding declaration thing mailed to you, and you no longer were the owner of that NFT, and you actually got a portion. You got the royalties for owning that one before that.
Got the comment here. Best Ponzi. Never have to listen to paying each round.
Right.
That it is. It's a very interesting thing, right? It's such a weird way to do things. And then obviously it keeps going further and further. And I think right now we're on round 7. It is over on the website. So it's all on chain, this stuff. But it was an interesting experiment.
What do they do?
Nothing, man. It's an art experimentation, dude. You get to participate in this event, and how degen's degen. And do you also gamble too, that if you buy a number, like say you buy number 1 over here, do you gamble that eventually somebody's going to buy the next one, because you may potentially get a double on your money if you bought it and then somebody buys it in the next round? And when does it stop? How like when will people be like, yeah, I'm done with this?
How many rounds does it go till? You said 512?
It keeps going until, I guess, when nobody buys one of them, it like stops. I don't know if that number individually stops or how it works, but right now we're on round 7 where they're 512 ADA each, and they're 56% minted out.
No one knows.
People going.
Yeah.
Blake, did you get a chance to look at this at all?
Oh, is this from Alexander?
Yes. Yeah, it's him and one other person.
It's so classic him. It's got literally his fingerprints all over it.
All right, dude.
Literally,
Blake could have said it better himself, right there. But yes, so right
wasn't
now,
he doing some other thing, some Gucci thing, or
yeah,
he's got a bunch of stuff going on right now. But like I said, you can see on the website here, they've got number 0. Obviously, the more popular numbers are taken at this point. So somebody has minted and bought these for 512 ADA. So if you had
this?
I don't know, but somebody's doing it. But what I'm saying though is, if you would say I bought number 2. The last round, and then somebody this round got it before I did, I got the royalties on the 512 ADA. I bought it for 256. They bought it for 512. So I get the royalties less the finder's fees that they take from the platform.
I mean, unless you're number 1 buying.
Well, you can see I'm scrolling down. I'm in the hundreds right now, and some of these are taken right now. So somebody's buying them. I'm not saying everybody's buying them, but somebody's buying them. I just thought it was an interesting like mechanic over there. Did somebody buy 250 yet? Not yet, dude. See, I need somebody to buy this, because I'm trying to degen profit right now. I'm trying to double up my ADA.
Wait, you bought that one?
I bought it on the last round for 256 ADA. So if somebody buys 250 this time, I'll get like 400 and something change ADA for it. So this is where the degen play comes in, of like, do you think that the people will continue to keep buying it? Because essentially you can almost double your money if you buy this NFT.
So it's a huge gamble.
100%.
So you're in the hopes of, okay, if I spend 250, I want someone now to spend the whatever you said. What'd you say? 450, 460 on this?
It's 512, yeah.
512, whatever. So you want someone to spend 512 now for that one, for that same card or fingerprints.
Yes, and then I'll get an NFT minted back to me saying that my bid got outdated on this at this point in time.
I don't mind gambling, but that's too much for me. I can't do that.
All right, so I'm saying it's a degen's paradise. Or do you think, hey, what if this takes off even more, and people are like, get to round 10 or something like that, and now all of a sudden you go for like thousands of there? Potentially you could, I'm not saying this is like, go do this. I'm just saying that it was an interesting like experiment. Of course it's an experiment, right? It's fucking Alexander Monad.
So was he's not making anything from this? Or
they take a percentage. I think it's like 5% or something like that from the fees of this.
Actually, genius.
He's great at coming up with some schemes.
He knows the mind of a DJ.
Oh my god, genius!
I feel like he always wants to go after the DJs. He hates like people going after.
I like the idea.
He feeds right into that core of their mindset. And Ken was basically saying 250 plus have been bought for 512 already. So
that's
it's a thing.
Wild.
That is crazy.
If you can call it an
Impressed.
experiment, it's not illegal. There you go. I don't know. Like I said, when you buy NFTs, I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. Florida Crypto over there, because they have people in jail for things like this. I mean, it's an NFT project. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. It's a weird way of going about this. I'm not gonna lie, I participated because I wanted to be part of the DJ.
Also, if you want to know, Tommy's is for sale if anyone wants to buy it.
Yeah, if anybody wants 250 over there, shout out to you.
Grab it.
Hey, shill it right there all day. But anyway, and outside of that, I know we did get an update from her monsters. We've been talking about them for a while.
Here's what Tom did. He plugged his own NFT. He wanted to make it seem like, oh, did you guys see this project, the perfect NFT? Oh, lo and behold, he has one in there that he wants people to buy.
The only thing I don't like about it is
What a
eventually
guy.
someone's going to lose, right? Like someone's going to be holding it at the end and no one's going to buy.
That's what
It's
I'm
going to be
saying.
an expensive buy-in. So I just don't like. I can see the fun in it or whatever, but I just don't inherently like that. And you get a project where, I mean, you just got to know. I hope they like really explain that they're taking on that risk. You know, people don't just kind of go like, oh, this is hyped up. People are buying it. I'm going to grab one to join the fun. It's not that. It's not like, you know what I mean. There's going to be someone that gets screwed over at the end.
Yeah, I don't know what the end game is on that, right? Like, is there somebody down the line years of like, oh, I'm so glad I held that delegation little ticket? Probably not. But in the meantime, we spend money on dumb shit all the time. So there's
Hey,
that.
whoa, calm down with that Wii part.
Yeah, Mr.
Fair
B.
enough. Did you guys get a chance to see the Her Monsters thread from today? They dropped a little bit of alpha
Today? No, I did not.
Yeah, so they dropped another preview over here. They've got the Las Mujeres or Mujeres police department over here. But basically, they seem to have a mole in their ranks, and she's got a weapon on hand from our future PFP airdrop. So they kind of tied that for another day. But the throne room, which we were talking about in the Twitter space last week, is basically their last like whitelist, where if you hold the apartments, you're going to be able to nominate somebody over there. That drops this Saturday. And I forget the period of time they're going to allow you to do that. But it's your last way to go into the throne room and go ahead and nominate somebody if you hold one of the apartments to get the whitelist for the main mint over there. So if you guys don't have any friends or you looking for a friend, go ahead and
That sounds so
make one.
harsh, Tommy. Jeez.
I mean, but interesting
You're
enough,
a loser out there that has no friends. You know, maybe you should go out there and try to make some.
Hey, you know what the best thing is somebody's like, yo, I don't have friends. I really want. I guarantee you, somebody over there is like, dude, I got you. No worries. And you play that card, then there you go. But no, the interesting part about this is that the apartments, once they have been claimed, the whitelist spots, you can check on. There's going to be a way to provide people to know that that thing has been claimed via the beep, like throwback to like beepers over here. But you'll be giving like a special like contact over there, letting you know if you can still vote with that apartment. And then there's your little way to double check on secondary if something's been used or not. It's going to be very, very interesting over here because the main mint, which you talked about, was March 17th to the 21st. They've got 185 ADA mint price. I believe there's 4,444 of them. But we've talked about this one quite a bit. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this. Blake, do you have any apartments or anything at all with Her Monsters? Or are you kind of still watching from just seeing how everything develops?
I'm watching currently. It was cool to be on with them. I think it was like a month ago with Cowboys of Crypto, and to hear more just from them, what they've got going on. Yeah, I haven't heard enough to really get me to go over the edge to like fully dive into it, but I'm very impressed with the artwork. I'm impressed with the apartments and everything that they've got going on.
We got a couple of videos that you could watch that you could find on Spark Lab here soon.
Yes, exactly.
Talk about Her Monsters from us specifically.
Exactly.
Well, if anything, this team has been doing things a little bit differently, and they've showcased a lot of different stuff. Obviously, the website is a huge thing too for them. It's very well done. There's going to be like a relay kind of like puzzle thing where people are going to have to complete stuff before the mint officially opens up as well. So not your traditional just mint whitelist drop kind of thing. These guys seem to have and girls seem to have a bunch of different things up their sleeves. So it'll be very cool to see how they leverage the power of their like website building and the art with the NFT project, because all those Foxies, they have different stats and stuff behind them. So, and we've seen what happens with the apartments too, where there's only 1,000 of these, and there's 4,444 of the NFTs. So people are gonna have to rent out space inside these apartments too. So lot of cool
Very
mechanics.
interesting when that gets down to it. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that comes into play.
And also, dude, their music and stuff, dude. Shout out to them. But definitely a hyped up mint. I know a lot of people are looking forward to.
Florida Crypto says there's a project called BlockChillaz that's been in the space over a year, and they have the best staking fee free platform in the space, and they are invisible. I just looked them up. So they are a staking platform. Have you guys heard of them?
BlockChillaz. I don't know if that name sounds right. Is it over on? Is that on Cardano or is that somewhere else?
It's on Cardano.
Oh, I love it though. Yeah, it's you like, yo, yeah, it's Project BlockChillaz right now. Nobody's ever heard of it before. It's got the best thing going on, and boom, guys, we're minting out next week. there's your promotion. I don't know.
Very interesting PFP style. I've never seen that angle before. It's like a
side
top,
view.
It's like a top down. Yeah, top down from the side. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, these obviously we've seen the front view, right, with the prios, so you obviously know it's different, right? They're doing things a little different.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about BlockChillaz.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, send
Yeah,
those link over here.
Hey, Blake's seen some left sit facing ones before. Come on, Tommy.
No, yeah. That's what what are you talking about?
I don't know. Shoot me a link if you guys have it, because I don't have
private.
it here.
Private chat.
Oh, damn it, went long.
Wait, wait, what? I thought it was Is it BlockChillaz or ChainChillaz?
ChainChillaz?
I think they're the same. They're called ChainChillaz, but the BlockChillaz is the mint. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Isn't that an interesting angle? I don't know if you've ever seen a PFP from that.
I have not. Obviously, they're a little different, right? Different way to stand
Either like
out.
straight on, at an angle, or a profile. Side
88
profile.
floor. Only 2,400 ADA volume too. It's got some recent stuff going on with them though. No, I've never heard. Maybe I don't know why I've never heard, but never heard.
I haven't either.
No. Interesting enough. You always learn something. That's why you come over to the live stream, guys. Just throw us some projects that we may not have seen over there.
And if you do know about them, just tell us. Tell us about them.
There you go. Public is still live, so they've got a live mint still going on. It looks like. Maybe we'll hear more about it. Maybe Florida Crypto's ahead of the game over here. This definitely gives me kind of like the Ore like mask kind of vibe a little bit. Also gives me the Kanye West like graduation vibe on this as well.
Great album,
right? Definitely a great album. Shout out a little preview for the wedding, TJ, this weekend. Yeah, if you're a Kanye West fan, just hang on.
Well, let me rephrase that. I like his old music. I don't like the new.
If you're a college dropout, let me rephrase that.
Okay,
then hang out for this weekend.
Favorite album of all time.
Oh man, I mean, Blake, is there anything else outside of some of the stuff we've been talking about that you're looking forward to? Obviously, I know you're busy doing your thing too. So, are you getting time to look forward to mints, or are you kind of been very focused on just what you're working on?
No, I'm still. I'm still looking at a lot of stuff. Obviously, Goombles. Some of the Clay Nation stuff I've got bookmarked. Thing I was mentioning last Wednesday with you guys was that Book.io announced the Android launch for their app. Yep. If you saw the JPEG store announcement, the SIP68 standard is now supported on JPEG store. So that's another big announcement.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you guys were saying, lots of projects are about to go live in the next 30 days.
And another one, which we didn't talk about, which I don't know anything really about other than that, is the Ape Society's got that COTAS or COTAS or however you want to pronounce it, mint that's happening as well. They announced that big partnership with that cigar company them as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't see the partnership.
Yeah, they had I forget the name of I'm gonna have to pull it up now. I forget the name of the actual cigar company itself, but that was like it's an established like cigar company outside of it's like a Web2 brand. I'm pulling it up right here.
I think it's Dave.
I just saw a picture of
the blockchain.
Tommy's talking underwater again.
I
saw the Baron said enjoy the little things, and he's got 2 wine bottles and a cigar in between.
Yeah. Oh. Right there in the blockchain smoker. Is that what we're looking at?
Oh wow.
Yeah, these are the video that they had put over there. But a Web3 club for cigar hobbyists is one of the things that they announced. Am I still rugging underwater right now?
No, we can hear you.
No.
Okay.
I think it's whenever you start a Twitter video.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's the biggest. Their new partner with their factory right now is what it is. And then I don't know where we go from here, but the big month upcoming, they're saying though. So essentially next month as well. You got the COTAS Mint, you got their Bedford Trading Company, Interactive Cabins, merch, March of Ape Society right here, another one. Man, I don't know. It's gonna be tough to keep up with, that's for sure. I don't know about you guys. I wish I was still in.
Why'd you sell?
I thought I could time the market, dude. Apparently, I suck at it. Blake did well though, right on that.
Yeah. That was my biggest flip. That was like a 6K, 7K flip.
Nice, dude.
That's awesome.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were saying too. Like even when the run up was happening, I probably would have still sold a 6 or 7 because I'm like, I don't know how much higher this is gonna go. I wouldn't have expected it to go to 15K.
Well, dude, that's a huge thing about like hype with NFTs. I've learned that. You still continue to learn it. Like with the kid called Beast, they jumped up to like a 2.6 or 7.6 floor at one point, and then now they're back down to 1.6. And how do you take in the profits when things got like you could have easily got back in. So the hype is things hype up, and you've seen it with Alley Cats where they got very high and then they're right now essentially back down, getting closer to mint price right now. And it's just there's the opportunities, and if you have them, you should probably take them. And then, like you said, if you want to get back in the project and want to play that game again, invest some of that back when or have that liquidity on the hand to be able to do that when things do correct. But
yep.
I don't know, guys. I think we're getting towards the back end. Getting towards the back end over here.
Wrap it back in.
Wrap it up on the back end. Yeah, though for me, this will be. I don't know if I'll make it to Monday's live stream next week. Over there, I told TJ.
Don't worry about it.
I may have a chance because we fly out on Tuesday morning, we'll see.
Don't worry about it. Just enjoy. Just have a good time.
Either way, but yeah, we'll see what happens, right?
Don't worry, we'll do the We Are Live just for you, dude. That's right.
Live, baby. I'll be over in chat if I
love
can.
Dedication
Over there. So I'm gonna be a 5-hour time difference from you guys. So when it's 9 p.m. here, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll probably be on like a side of a mountain, like hiking or something. We'll see what happens. But no, I'm looking forward to obviously doing that and taking some time off. But it's gonna be weird. I'll tell you that. Not much needed time, I think. So
yeah.
Shout out to everybody showing up.
Well earned time for sure. You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and then we'll have a good time this weekend as well. So maybe we'll get some pictures. We'll see. We'll throw them over in the Discord for everybody.
Yeah.
But Blake, yeah, and then Blake, also appreciate you jumping on tonight. It's always fun to get a chance to catch up with you. Big shout out to you for what you're doing with the Spark Lab. Obviously, we're very excited to get a chance to jump on and see the content and see how it rolls out, and just to, like I said, be in partnership with you. I think it's been really cool to see how it's all come together, and obviously looking forward to future announcements of what you're doing. So big congrats to you.
Thank you. If you wouldn't, could I plug some stuff if you wouldn't mind?
100%.
So the best place right now that you can find out more about the Spark Lab is discord.gg/the Spark Lab, and then at the Spark Lab on Twitter. Those are the two places. But Discord definitely is your number one. And then interact in chat. We still have, if you can see at the top of the Discord, there's total members, and then there's the whitelist role of the Spark. I think there's we're getting close to 600 that are already given out, but so that means there's still 400 or 500 left. It's definitely still wide open. And I'm trying to take it slow. Again, I want as many open distribution as possible, and it'll probably be a mad dash at the end to get it all the way filled up. But I really want it to be available for anybody who's genuinely interested. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, it looks like I know Zed over here is asking for any more chances for a whitelist. I think we still got a couple more spots to go, so keep an eye out either on one of the future live streams here or to Twitter or something like that. But our Discord, we'll have opportunities for you guys to get in, at least on our side. And I know Blake, pay attention to what Spark Lab is doing. I know they've got a roadmap. They've announced a couple other streams this week, which I think up is Atlantic, right, on Wednesday.
Yep, Atlantic on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 UTC, and then on with BIG Block Investment Group on Friday at 2 o'clock or 7 UTC. So
is that going to be on Jason's channel, or
I'm not sure. We just kind of established the time. I'm going to guess it's inside of his BIG. but because I know he does voice calls with a bunch of other projects, so
Got it.
it could be on the channel. I hope so.
So if you're outside of us, there's probably going to be some opportunities to get in. So make sure you tune in, support Spark Lab. If you guys are not following them, like you said, over on Twitter, make sure to go do that. They also have a YouTube channel, which I know he's looking to grow as well. Links are also down in the bottom of the description of this video if you guys are over on YouTube right now. But other than that, we appreciate everybody showing up tonight. It's always fun to catch up with you, Blake. And I will see you guys in like 3 weeks, maybe. And if not, maybe you'll see me lurking. But it's always
me
great
and
to hang
TJ
out
as well.
with you guys.
That goes for all of us. I don't even know if we're actually decided.
We're all on Hawaii.
And why does Tommy the only one that gets off? So me and TJ will also be off as well.
If you see us partying down in Hawaii, dude, you know we all took the week off, and you understand, right?
We'll do some vlogging.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it'll be cool to see the F35 dynamic with just Tom and TJ. I think that'll be cool.
I'm interested in seeing it as well. We'll see how this goes.
Hey guys, maybe I don't even need to come back. Maybe I'll just kind of wait around, and I'll be in chat from now on.
Oh shit, he's catching on, TJ.
I love it.
All right, guys, you guys have a good night. Blake, again, thank you for showing up.
Thank you guys.
And
Appreciate
we'll
it.
catch you guys on the next live stream. Have a good night.